I've been battling depression in the booth of what I slept in. My brain's a lethal weapon, killing all my second guessing. Ass to the best and I'm the answer to the question. Flow harder than erections, headed in the right direction. Which is up for you dumb fuck. Yeah, I came from bumfuck. Praying for a come up, cause fuck where I come from. Hoes never love one, ain't snitching on what cuz done. And I can use my fist for the same thing a gun does. Fuck a catchy hook, this is really what y'all want, huh? I'ma give you game like the one that left you nut. Thinking I ain't got it still, then you nuts. Exes like my record, they get expunged. You a bitch cause you come way before your bitch does. Was on them little Zans like Diego was. I'm a dick and life's a bitch that'll swallow you up. Independent like Russ, need a label for what? Claim he got a body, then I think that's us. If you ever caught a body, you would tell no one. Bet you pullin' 6'9" when you put in them cuffs. I ain't got a top 5, I think everybody sucks. You probably sat down when Slim Shady stood up. I ain't lazy, I'm crazy, fucking with my old lady. Cut the bitch off, now her friends won't date me. Hold up, baby. Know she still in love, but act like she hate me. It's okay, bitch, I get it, I be mad too. Ain't running to no bitch that been ran through. I do everything your man can do. She blow me like a fan do. They going head to head like FanDuel. I'ma stay lit like a candle. Finna blow like the hole on Shamu. She like a big dick like Pam do. Now she a groupie, that's what bands do. Now I'm back on, I'm acting brand new. Old bitches like, whoo, I can't stand you. I hope you eventually get canceled. Yeah, that's a bit, but also a stretch. Fuck a deep throat, this is going to your neck. Started at the top, but the bottom coming next. When I come, it's correct. 2 commas on the check, 2 dimes on the jet. I ain't never had to flex. It was days I was broke, iPhone full of text. Thank God I was blessed, I ain't never had to beg. Legs above her head, she gon' feel it in her chest. Ain't gotta write shit, still consider the best. Nah, put these rumors to rest. Like the X in my bed.
And this is how we're starting our day. Yay!
Hey, Brandon Mitchell, what's up? Crofty. I gotta go some more wrenches in here. Hold on, because I can't do wrenches from StreamYard. I gotta do it on the phone. Oh no, that's not it. No. Where is it? Oh. Oh yeah, it always does this. Doesn't let me open it while it's actually live. It's stupid. I can share it though. Like I can text it to myself. And then after I text it to myself, then I can open it. Let's see if now it works. Yeah, now it's fine. Okay. How to give my number one moderator a wrench. Yeah, so I actually got some good news. The DMA channel is not shadow banned. Seems to not be anyways. My social media manager dropped another one of those little compilation videos. And it's got like 30-something thousand views. And like for those little like 10-minute ones, that's all I would expect on my channel anyways. Yeah, you, Crofty. You've always been my number one. But yeah, that's all I would expect anyways from a little 10-minute compilation video anyways. It's like 30,000, but I mean, it's still going too, 30,000. And so, I mean, the most I ever got before with the shadow ban was like 17,000. And they were all like, 15, 10, 9. So now all of a sudden, I think it's over. So I was going to upload. I have a bunch of videos like I'm going to put up, but I was actually going to wait till Saturday, I think, because tomorrow, definite no. Christmas, I don't want to risk it. Too many people will be doing other stuff. And the day after Christmas, I'm thinking maybe people will be still involved with like Christmas stuff. I don't know. What do you guys think? So I thought, and then Fridays, I don't like dropping on Fridays. I just don't think Fridays are good days for whatever reason. I haven't had good luck with Fridays myself. I feel like people on Fridays like the day to like go out, like go out to dinner, because it's Friday, the first like day of the weekend. So I never had good luck with Friday evenings, at least anyways. So I figure Saturday would be good. So just for you guys, like Crofty and Brandon Mitchell, I'm going to be re-uploading all the videos that I already uploaded. I'm going to re-upload them all. So I'm going to edit them, change them, so they're not the same video, but I'm going to put them back up. So if you see them, that's why. But I mean, I still have a bunch of other videos that I'm going to put up, like new ones that you haven't seen. So yeah, Saturday is good. Okay. Crofty said Saturday, so that's law. So I just came on here, I'm just chilling. Just kill some time or something. What do you guys want to do? You guys want to watch a video or something? Went and got my braces done again today. I got they had to file down, so I had like my bite is still not perfect. These ones got to come back more, but the only way to do that is to like file, make a bigger gap in between. That way they can push them back more. And then also on the top now, there's like a little gap on the very top. You've probably seen those, like a triangle looking gap. I didn't like that, so they have to file those down and then also to close it up. But then I had my tooth pulled. I'm missing a tooth back there. It's like the main molar that you chew with. And so I don't get that put back in for another till March. But I should be done with my braces soon. So we're just doing they're pretty good now. We're just doing the fine tuning now. And then I'll be done. But like I lost the same tooth. It's your main molar back there, and the same one that Sweetie is missing hers too. So now we're matching. Right on, yeah. I saw you in the comments. Actually, you said that. Oh, I remember this video when it came out, because I mean you've been watching me since like the very beginning. So I saw you in the comment section that you remember that video, and like it was one of the first comments on there. Or those videos. There's like 3 videos. Those are like the old ones. So how you doing, Crofty? Like what's new with you? You doing good? Because I know you said some stuff was going on, so just want to make sure you're okay. I mean, you're back in the YouTube street, so must be good. I don't really need these headphones. Not playing any music or anything yet. Yo, what up, Tony? From New York City. What's that? Remember that commercial? This stuff was made in New York City. Remember that? It wasn't like a Pace Picante sauce commercial. New York City. Still recovering, but I'm almost there. Otherwise, I'm doing fine. Good. I'm glad you got a positive outlook on it. Like a lot of people going through some stuff, trying to recover from things. For my friends wise, anyways. You guys ever does my audio sound good? Is it like too loud or too quiet or something? So I found something out. I guess this thing, I was being a dummy, and like this, it doesn't go back any further, but so you can see this microphone. This is the part that you talk into. I was like trying to talk to it into it like this, like a regular microphone, you know. But this is the part, so I had to turn it sideways so I didn't look dumb. And I got this. Not too much. Oh, shoot. I have a steel rod instead of a femur in my right leg. Holy cow, dude. That's crazy. You must have gotten into some serious accident, dude. So they basically put a steel rod in replacement of your femur. I know that the femur is the thickest bone in the human body. It's your leg bone, your thigh, and it's the least likely one to break. And so when it does break, it's like the most painful too. And my mom broke her femur, and she didn't have to have her femur replaced, but she had to have like surgery. Because like when you break your femur, there's two options. There's either you put it in a cast and you just like are like in a full cast and you can't really move at all for like 6 months or whatever. It's like 6 months too. It's a big bone, the biggest bone. So it takes a long time to heal. Or they do the surgery and they put a plate over your femur, and then they put like rods in between it, like drill rods into your femur to like hold the plate in place. And that's how my mom had hers done. She got her car accident. She rolled her car like 3 times right in front of me. I was like 12 years old. My sister was in the back seat. She was like 2 years old. And I was like freaking out. And I ran over and grabbed my sister. And she had like the only thing she had on her was like a scratch on her nose. That's it. Because see, my sister, she's like acrobat. And she was like super flexible and like great at gymnastics. And she used to always get out of her car seat. That was like her thing. She would never stay in her car seat. So no matter what, no matter how tight you put it, she would like squirm out. So when my mom rolled her car, my sister was just rolling around in there, dude. And that's how I know it was like divine intervention, like an angel, somebody was watching over her, because she only had a scratch on her nose, dude. That's it. 2 years old. And I was just thankful for that. But my mom, I'm just thankful she's alive, because she broke her femur, she broke her sacrum, and then she had so her sacrum's like I think it's your tailbone, right? Is your sacrum. And she had, basically, she was hospitalized for like several months. She couldn't walk for months. And then finally she could walk, but she was in a walker. And then, she also had to have surgery for the back too. She had like 2 pins put in her back too. And she was walking on a walker for several months. I used to have to help her. Like she'd have to like walk up the stairs with this cane. And then she'd have to like tie her walker, like a rope going down the stairs. She'd tie her walker up to the rope, and then she'd walk up with the cane and the railing. And then she'd have to pull her walker up when she got to the top of the stairs, and then take the walker and walk to go to the bathroom. And there was a bathroom downstairs, but like take a shower or whatever, you know. And then we had her originally we just put the day bed down in the main level, so she'd never have to go upstairs. But and then she finally was on crutches for like a year, or like another long time. I don't know how long it was, like close to a year. It took forever, man. And then now like one foot is longer than the other foot, not by a lot, like maybe a 1/4 inch, but like that throws your hips off, dude. It throws everything off just by that little teeny bit. So she's always got back problems, but if she works out, she's in good shape. But if she doesn't work out, her back hurts all the time. So, but I'm just lucky to still have her, dude. Because if I didn't have my mom, like I am a pretty big mama's boy, but I don't care. I've had people make fun of me for it because I'm a mama's boy and stuff. But I could really care less. Hey, Merry Christmas. Excalibur. What up? Merry Christmas to you. Oh, shoot. You were in a walker too? Dang. Yeah, I know how it is. Well, I mean, I don't know how it is, but I mean, I've been there with someone that knows how it is. And she said the pain was so bad back then. It was in the 90s. They didn't have like the stuff they have now. They only had morphine was like the highest it went. And she was on the drip every 10 minutes. And she said like when she'd hit the drip, it would barely take the edge off. And then by the time after like 5 minutes, it would help. And then for the remaining 5 minutes, it was like she was just in agonizing pain. It's like all she could think about, waiting for the next 5 minutes where she could hit the button again. Because now they got like Dilaudid and all that other stuff. It's like it's like 100 times more powerful than morphine. So yeah, being off balance does take a lot out of you. It'll jack you up big time. Hey, what's up, username? Hold on, guys. I got to plug in my computer. It's going to die. Oh, I was all pissed. I was about to go live, and then I was looking for my little USB thing to plug in my headphones, and I was like looking down on the floor, and I started smelling pee because Loaf, he'll pee in the house. He marks because he's not neutered. And I was smelling pee, and I was like, God dang it, man! And like I smelled like on the table of the leg table, the leg of the table. And that's where he's been peeing there. And I was like, dang it. And I smelled it. So I had to like pull the table out, clean the carpet. I got a carpet cleaner. I got to clean it. But what's up, username? You talked to your mom today and set your dad a card in jail. Oh, that's cool. Your dad's in jail. I know how that is. My dad actually did a 6-year bid in the joint. Oh, thanks. Yeah. Yeah, that's why when people make fun of me for being a mama's boy, I just like it does not affect me because I'm just like I just look down on them. Like, you're gonna make fun of me for that. I'm not gonna apologize or feel bad for being close to my mom. Because here's the thing, like with me and my mom, is we have like this trauma bond thing. It's actually, I've looked it up. It's called overly attached mom syndrome. It's like a real like disorder. I don't know if it's a disorder, but it's like it's a condition or something. Because me and my mom went through a bunch of trauma together. Like when I was a kid, my dad, my biological father, was like abusive, and he used to like beat up my mom all the time, and like he broke her nose and she's bleeding all over, and then he like pulled a gun on her, and then he like choked her out right in front of me, almost killed her. She had to go to the hospital. I'm like 10 years old, dude. And like my whole life, it was like that. Like he was just like a nightmare. That's why I think that I don't like to talk like this, but they call them, like in the spiritual community, they call them chosen ones, like, part of the 144,000, but like people that are, light workers, like light workers are they're here to like save the collective or whatever, you know what I mean? But that's why I think that's me. That's why I have my spiritual channel, but because most light workers, they have like this huge, crazy childhood like I had. But anyways, we went through all this trauma together. So that's why we're so close, because like, it's like if you go through trauma with someone, you're just connected, you're bonded to that person now forever. That's why they say like war buddies, like Vietnam War or something like that. And, you went through all this trauma and you had a bunch of friends get their heads blown off right in front of you, and you almost died and you got shot and all this stuff, right? And your friend saved your life, and like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy trauma to go through, right? Like extreme, like the most you could probably ever go through. And then you don't see them for like 20 years. Then all of a sudden you see them and it's like right back to best buddies. You know what I mean? Like it's just this unbreakable bond. Well, on a smaller scale, obviously, but that's the same thing that me and my mom have. So that's why we're so close. So when people like try to make fun of me for being a mama's boy, then it's like, whatever, dude, you're stupid then. All right, right on. I don't know, what he did, but there's a lot of people that are in jail that really, in my opinion, shouldn't be there. Yeah, it was a nightmare. My whole childhood was a complete nightmare, but I'm not like looking for sympathy or anything. Like without that, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I was supposed to do that. It was my part of my soul contract. I agreed. Some people might not believe that on this channel, but like my spiritual channel, I agreed to do this. I had a soul contract. Like I chose this life. So, hey, what's up, Wade? Star Seeds, Astro Travelers, Earth Angels. Yep. Like a star seed is somebody who's foreign to Earth. Like usually they incarnate on another planet or another dimension, but they came here to Earth specifically for a specific mission, usually because they're higher evolved souls, and so they're trying to help the evolution of Earth and the collective on Earth to raise the consciousness. And I don't know if I'm a star seed. It's possible. I looked up. Maybe I am. I looked up like there's like 10 different kinds of star seeds or something like that, and I looked up a bunch of them, and I think I was potentially one, but I might be a star seed. I know I'm a light worker for sure. Oh, let's see, Brandon Mitchell or Crofty, if you're still in here, could you throw the link to the Spirit Empirical Miracle channel for Wade, please? And I think it might be in the description. I don't know if I have the Christopher Cordova channel set up that way, but I know the DMA channel is. Like, if you go to the description of any video or my about section, it's in there. All the links to all my channels. Yeah, Crofty just threw it in there. Thanks. Yeah, man, you should check it out. I talk about all kinds of stuff that you would be interested in if you're talking like that. I didn't even know that you were like that, bro. But yeah, I talk about the law of attraction. I talk about twin flames, soulmates, lots of different stuff, man. Oh, you broke out of the Matrix long ago? Right on, dude. I started my spiritual awakening, I think it was probably like 2020. Was it that one? Oh, it's got to be longer than that. No, it was like 2019. 2018, 2019, about 5 years, 6 years. So right on, dude. Hey, thanks. Excalibur. I got to keep reading that. Excalibur 12. Thanks. Appreciate it, dude. If you sub to new channels, guys, just so you know, you should, what you should do is you should like go to the channel and then click on a video. You don't have to watch the whole video. Just click on it and then hit the like button and then subscribe. Because if you just go to the video and you just subscribe and that's it, then like YouTube will sometimes just delete the subscription later. That happens a lot on like Empirical Miracle and like this channel, like small channels, because I can notice them, because like YouTube will think it's just like it's like you bought the sub or something like that because you didn't actually watch a video. So why would someone just go sub and not watch a video and hit the like at least? So they'll do that. Like I'll be like, hey, everyone subscribe to Empirical Miracle. And then I'll get like 15 subscribers. And then I'll be like, cool. And then like the next day after that, it goes back down to like 10 subscribers. So I lose 5. I know they're not unsubscribing as YouTube's unsubscribing them, but I only notice it on like small channels because I can keep track of it. Like the DMA channel, like I can't keep track because like if I lost 5 subscribers, I wouldn't really know because I usually gain at least 100 a day anyway. So I wouldn't like be able to tell. But like Empirical Miracle and this one, I can notice when that happens. Yeah, right on, dude. Good looking out. Yeah, I just did actually on a live stream. I do a lot of live streams on Empirical Miracle. I just did a live stream. I rewatched another video. It was a near-death experience. It was really cool. Like he was talking about past lives, future lives. He was talking about his soul contracts he had. He was talking about life review, like everything. I was like, holy cow. Because I really like, what's her name? Dolores Cannon. And everything that this guy was talking about was like the exact same stuff that Dolores Cannon talks about. That's why it really resonated with me. And I wanted to share that video because, you know, Dolores Cannon, she's done hundreds or maybe even thousands of past life regressions, and all the stuff that she teaches that she learned from, you know, people's higher selves telling them, or people's spirit guides coming through them and talking to them, was the same thing this dude was saying when he had his NDE. So I was like, wow, that's like, yeah, Crofty, that's why you keep getting unsubscribed from things. That's my theory on it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the exact reason, but I would think so, because like, when you do that, like I say, hey, everyone subscribe to Empirical Miracle. And then like I said, I gain 15 subs, and the day after that, I'll lose another 5 and I'll only have gained 10. So, and I noticed that too on Empirical Miracle, even if I didn't publish any videos for several months, and it will like, I'd lose a subscriber like here and there, like they just randomly go away. And I don't know. I feel like that's probably just YouTube, like deleting them on their own. Because they do that. I mean, I've even noticed that on my own, where I'll subscribe to someone and then I'll have to resubscribe. I'm like, wait, well, how am I not subscribed to this person, right? Like you guys, everyone's noticed that. So if everyone's noticing that, then that means that YouTube is literally unsubscribing you. And they do that, like I said, because they think that they're trying to keep people from like buying subs. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if you buy, like say I'm going to go buy 1,000 subscribers, well, that whoever has all these fake accounts that you're paying and they're going to go subscribe to you, well, they have 1,000 freaking accounts to go subscribe to you on. They're not going to sit there and watch a video and hit the like button every time, right? Like they're just going to hit subscribe and go to the next one, right? So that's why I think that's why you watch the video and hit the like. Like I said, don't watch the whole video if you don't want, but just at least just click on the video and hit the like, Yo, what up, Dubs in here? I know your name's not Dubs, but it's Dub, but I think everyone probably calls you Dubs, right? Like for short, for Dub Wubs, it's just Dubs for short. Yeah, like Christmas this year, it's just going to be me and my mom and my stepdad. I told my mom, I want to do a gift exchange. Like, I'm like so sick of, I'm getting tired of like Christmas and all that. Like, I like Christmas, but I mean, I'm not a Christian, and like Jesus wasn't a Christian. I mean, I believe in Jesus and then, a lot of things that Jesus did, but Jesus wasn't a Christian. And like it's a pagan holiday, you know what I mean? And so is Easter. If you guys know, it's what is it? Easter's like the sex god. That's why they had to rabbit with the eggs, like for fertility. A lot of like pagan holidays or pagan, like, devil worshiping type stuff has to do with sex. And, but like, if you think about it, there's always, you ever notice how like people try to save money and you can never save money because there's always some new holiday coming up that you got to spend money on? It's true, because they do this on purpose by design, because when you spend money, it keeps the economy strong. When people save money, then the economy goes bad, right? So they're always making up all the stuff to make you have to spend money. So I don't remember if there's all of them, but you got like, basically you got January is New Year's, right? And then February is Valentine's Day. And then March is something. I remember you got like President's Day in there, or Labor Day or something, which, people do like barbecues and stuff. And then you got April is Easter. And then May is one of those other ones like President's Day or something like that. And then June is one of those other ones. There's holidays in those. You have to look it up. I just don't know them by heart. And then July, you got 4th of July. And then August, same thing. September, same thing. There's little holidays in there, not big ones, but where you got to spend money on a barbecue or something. And then you got October, you got Halloween, right? You got to spend all the money on the decorations and all the candy and all that, right? And then more gas for drive the kids around, all that. And then November, you got Thanksgiving and Black Friday. And then December, you got Christmas, right? Like every month, there's always something that you have to buy. Like if you didn't have all that stuff and just everyone just lived their lives, you could save like thousands and thousands of dollars every year. But, it would also mean the economy wouldn't be as good too, though. True. But if you know about that and like you are going to be like purposely not spend money on Christmas and Halloween and all that stuff, and like just don't celebrate all those holidays, you could benefit from the strengthened economy and save money, right? I mean, it's kind of an excuse though too to just hang out with family though, right? Like tomorrow I'm going to go hang out with mom. Oh, really? Subscriber count's 420. Did you just get that? I can't even smoke weed because I'm on federal probation, but I didn't really do that much anyways. Actually, it was actually today I was thinking about, I was like, oh, you know what? Because I hardly smoke weed. Like, I really don't. Like, maybe once a month or two these days. But I was even thinking today, I was like, oh, you know, it'd be nice to smoke. But then I was like, oh no, I can't smoke. I knew I couldn't smoke, but I'm not gonna like mess that up, you know what I mean? I don't want to give them any reason to be like trying to revoke me. And you know, my probation officer, she's cool, so yeah, the Christians, they moved it to the 25th. They said he was born, like he definitely wasn't born on December 25th. It was some other, I don't remember when they said he was actually born, but 9/11. Are you being funny, or is his birthday actually 9/11? It's like for me, dude, like, because I used to smoke weed like when I was younger a lot, but like when I was like a teenager, I never really liked it. It was always kind of made me paranoid, but I used to do it for peer pressure. And then when I got a little bit older, then I started gaining my tolerance better, and it was fine. But like, and I've heard people say like it makes you paranoid, but if you want it to not make you paranoid anymore, smoke more, like get your tolerance higher, and then all of a sudden you get past that. Like the first high of the day is always, you know, like the most intense one, and then after that you kind of just get used to it. But yeah, I don't really like weed. I could take it or leave it. You know, it's not like I'm not like one of those pothead dudes. Like Direct D, dude, like he has to be high like constantly, dude. I mean, that guy smokes. I mean, I've known a lot of potheads before, but that guy, dude, he has literally like an ounce a day habit. It's like Snoop Dogg. He's like Snoop Dogg, bro. Him and Jim Freedom, dude. But yeah, for me, nah. I'm like a one-hitter quitter kind of dude. Nice, dude. That what was that dude's name with the moose guy? That was giving you crap, that was talking trash on you. I think I was looking at his channel, not recently, but like a while ago, to see if it's been growing. The moose guy. But that was a pretty cool video. I mean, I watched. It was like it was like, what was it, 3 hours? It was kind of long. If you could have, but it's hard because you got to show like, you know, a clip of every single auditor that you're a mod for. So I get it. But I didn't watch the whole thing because it's too long, but I did watch the first like probably maybe like 8 or 9 people, and then I kind of skimmed through it. Northwoods, yeah, Northwoods. Let's check out Northwoods, see what he's up to. Hold on, let me get a new screen going. Okay. Okay, let's see what Northwoods is doing. Northwoods Press, right? Let's see, he's at 827. Oh, he's live right now too. Let's watch it.
To say,
Brett Cameron, got a song coming for you. You selling up?
but yeah,
selling?
like he's trying to make
I
shit
hear you, bro. I
needs to
hear you.
go.
I
And the
definitely get
thing
it.
that bothers me the most, I went into a store
I hit the
and I
dislike.
saw in America, like somebody gave me a $25 gift card today while I was out, right?
Nice.
I went into a store and I was gonna buy an American flag. until I saw it was made in China.
Exactly. Yep.
Why the fuck are our American flags being made in China? That is, dude, I looked at the owner, and it's Mass Bay. Dude, I don't give a fuck. Mass Bay sells China-made American flags.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's pretty typical. I mean, everything's made in China now. But holy cow, man, what are these people he's got on his channel, man? This guy's from Canada, right? Let's see, past live streams. He's got some live streams. Oh, so he took all his videos down because he's only got some live streams. And that's it. He doesn't have any videos. He's got shorts, and that's it. And it's not even about auditing. It's like some tractors. I'm sure he probably lost a bunch of subscribers when that happened. I mean, I don't even know if I was subscribed. I might have been. I don't know, but I'm definitely not now. I used to do that thing too, where I just subscribe to anyone, like, oh, I got to help people out, help the community and stuff. But I stopped doing that. Like, I'll subscribe to you just like people subscribe to me. Same thing. Like, you know, there are some people like Brandon Mitchell who will subscribe to every single person, but like, people won't subscribe to me unless I earn their subscription. You know, I get it. Like, I literally had people, they'll see a video and I'll see them in the comment section. Oh man, I've been following you for years, but this one made me subscribe. Good job, bro. And like, I mean, for years they've subscribed to me. So they've been watching my videos for years. So they like my videos, clearly, if they've been watching them for years. But like, this is the one that made them subscribe. So like, they have to feel some type of emotion. Has to really like hit them hard, you know what I mean, for them to subscribe. So, you know, I'm not saying it's got to be that crazy for me to subscribe to you, but, you know, I got to see something, you know. I'm just going to subscribe to any old person. Yeah. I know, like I said, Brandon and you guys subscribe to everyone. I mean, that's cool. I mean, I used to do the same thing too. Just subscribe to people to help them out. But like, was it James Freeman was saying, like, dude, then I get, you know, flooded with all these suggestions that I don't even want to see. You know, I don't want to watch these videos. But I don't know. I don't really notice that anyways. Like, if I subscribe to you, because if you don't hit the notification bell, I don't get like maybe at the beginning I'll get some, but it goes off what you watch. Like, even on the DMA channel, I hardly watch audits. I watch a lot of like basketball stuff. That's what always pops up for me. Yeah, you can post my links. You talking to me? It's not any other Chris's in here, are there? Yeah, post any link that you want. You can post links to your own channel. You can post, like, if you got a new video or any video that you want to post from your channel, post that. Good old Christmas Eve. Or Christmas Eve used to be like the time we'd go to my step grandma's house. That was like the Christmas Eve time. And then Christmas Day was always at my mom's. But my sister, she lives in, where she lives? She lives in, where the heck she lives? In Pennsylvania? Sorry, braces, you get stuff stuck in your teeth. It's gross. What city is Pittsburgh out of? Is it Pennsylvania? That's where she is. Best Indian food? I don't eat Indian food. I have no clue. I had Indian food one time when I was a kid, but I was, didn't want to try anything new. But I know I have had Indian food one time, semi recently, probably like 6, 7 years ago. And it was really good. She had a bunch, she was from India. She cooked some really good stuff, but there's not really a bunch of Indian food isn't popular out here. So it rarely recommends, because you probably don't watch audits on the Brandon Mitchell channel, right? You got other channels you watch it on? Yeah, so it is Pennsylvania. Yeah. Oh, right on. Thanks. Those are all my donation links. Oh, ground deer, huh? I've had deer before. It's been a long time, like decades, but deer's pretty good if it's cooked right. It always has that little bit of gamey flavor to it, but it also depends on how it was killed too. I mean, you probably know. If you get them like on a heart shot and they die quickly, then it's good meat. But if you get them and they run for a while, then ruins the meat. All that adrenaline toughens it up. But I've had rabbit too. You guys ever eaten rabbit? Because I used to live in Castle Rock, Colorado. You guys know the case law, Castle Rock versus Gonzalez. That was from Castle Rock, Colorado. I grew up there, and it was a small town. It's big now, but back then we lived in this community. You could never do it now, but like small town, my dad, he had his little 22, and we go in these little fields and like shoot rabbits and stuff. And we shot some rabbits and brought them back and cooked them up. It was pretty good. I remember it being good. The best like meat I've had is elk. And it just depends on how it's cooked though, because it was in elementary school. My friend brought in elk and he cooked it himself too, because the mom was there and she was like, Hunter, his name was Hunter too. And he's like, Hunter cooked this, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, dude, this is like the best meat I ever had. I remember it being so good. But then I've had elk that wasn't as good too. So it depends on how it's cooked. Bison's good. I like bison. I've had a lot of different stuff. I've had elk, deer, bison, rabbit. I've had rattlesnake. I've had alligator. What else have I had? A bunch of different kinds of fish, crab, seafood stuff. I never eat anything weird. Like I've never eaten no frog, or I don't eat no pig's feet and like all the parts that you're not supposed to eat. I've never eaten menudo. Doesn't seem appealing to me. Okay, right on. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Merry Christmas. America first, second, and third. Everyone else get in line. I mean, America is it's a good place to live. It is. I mean, we complain about it a lot. I do. But I mean, it's better than most. It's true. But just because it's better than most, a lot of times, I'll complain about the country and people say, oh, if you don't like it here, then just leave. And it's like, well, just because it's better than other places doesn't mean that we shouldn't try to be better, right? You should always try to surpass your previous best. I mean, you can always get better, right? It's never going to be perfect. I don't care how great it is. You could always be better. Yo, what up, King Chow Chow? You're stuck here with me. No family. I hear that, bro. It's just me and the dogs. And like, I got pissed at Loaf earlier because he peed on the freaking thing. I had to clean it. Holy cow, you got a lot. Okay, so you've eaten rabbit, squirrel, muskrat, quail, possum, beaver, bear. I heard bears like greasy because they're so fat. Rattlesnake, I've had that. Alligator, I've had that. Ostrich, mule deer, elk, moose, frog. And the list goes on. He had a bunch of things that's moved in 60 years. Wow. That's a lot, dude. More than I have. You need to poop really bad. Starting to sweat. Well, I mean, you can poop while you're in the stream, bro. I mean, you always do anyways. Some of the best research that Christopher Ruff's done has been on the shitter, looking up case law and stuff. He's told me about it. I've even talked to him on the phone while he's taking a shit too. He's always taking a shit somewhere. Yeah, that's true. It is. Like, you guys know that that show, The Truman Show, and how it only works with The Truman Show if Truman believes in his reality, right? He believes in everything that they put there for him. But as soon as he starts questioning everything, it starts to fall apart, right? That's like how the United States government is. And not just the United States, all the governments. We're all manipulated. All of the history they teach us is fake. Like, it is. Like, you know, they say, remember in the Truman Show where he said, Truman, if this was real, that means everyone would have to be in on it, including me, right? But like, they could say that about Santa Claus. Tomorrow's Christmas. Of course Santa's real, kid. If it wasn't, that means everyone would have to be in on it, right? So why can't everyone be in on it? That makes no sense. Of course everyone could be in on it. The government's in on it, and then human beings are followers by nature, so they just believe whatever. You know, they're indoctrinated. No one wants to question their own reality. They're so focused on their own reality that they just believe it to be true. And if some truth comes about that would question their reality, cognitive dissonance, they don't want to believe it. It's very easy to manipulate society. So as soon as people start waking up and thinking for themselves, then the system collapses. So that's why do you think that they're trying to lock us up? Why do you think I'm going to jail and Flex Your Freedom's going to jail and Christopher Ruff's going to jail? Craig Hendry just went to jail for 500 and something days. He's in jail right now. Carolina and Fort Worth got 30 days in jail. They're sending everyone to jail now. They're trying to shut us up, dude. They don't want us to wake anyone up. I never had no squirrel, man. You guys must be some serious country bumpkins, dude, to be eating squirrel, eating roadkill, man. That's like a rodent, dude. I mean, squirrels are cool, but the squirrel is just like a cute rodent. It's a cute rat, essentially. I mean, I don't like to, it's weird because like if I see a squirrel run across the street, I'll slow down and try to not hit it. I don't like to kill animals. And like I see hunting, like I don't like to go hunting because I don't want to kill an animal. And I know that it's actually more humane than just eating a cow or something from King Supers. But like, I guess I don't want to like know where it comes from type thing. Like Christopher Ruff is saying, oh yeah, dude, I got these goats and I'm going to eat one. Like I couldn't do that, dude. I couldn't like raise a goat and then like kill it and eat it. You know what I mean? Like I just couldn't. If I don't know where it's coming from, because goats have personality too. Like my brother-in-law has a bunch of goats. My boys ain't waking up tomorrow thinking they got presents from Cliff Williams. You don't lie to them like that. Yeah, I know. You don't lie to them like that. I know. I mean, I don't know. Like, it is a total pagan holiday and all that. I believe that too, Chris. But it's cool for them. Like, it was some good memories when I was a kid. You know, like thinking that because kids have an imagination. So like they really do believe in that stuff. And it's like really cool to think, oh yeah, Santa Claus came and brought me this stuff. So I might do it. I'm not going to have kids, but if I were to, I probably would do that just for the fun of it. Yep, that's absolutely true. You manifest your own reality. And I'm starting to realize that. I'm starting to realize, Wade, like, because I watch a lot of tarot card readings and stuff. And I'll see stuff that it's like, oh, spirit is trying to get through to you. This person's bad for you and blah, blah, blah. And like the only reason that's true from a tarot card reading is because, or that it's resonating with you is because you believe that to be true. Like, I believe that to be true. I believe that to be my reality. Therefore, it is. But spirit's not like I am spirit, right? There's only one consciousness. We all tap into the same consciousness. It's like fingers, right? All my fingers are part of the same body, but they're each having their own individual experience. That's like what souls are. So they're only bad for me because I believe them to be bad. So that tarot card reading is resonating with me. But as soon as I realize that I'm manifesting my own reality and I'm thinking of this person as a certain way, because if you think of this person as a bad person, the universe has no choice but to make them show up for you in that way. Right? I'm starting to realize that now. Oh, hold on. I gotta throw Christopher Ruff a wrench in here. Dang, man, I'm way behind in this chat. Oh, here he is. There you go. Yeah, you are God experience in itself. Exactly. Oh, why am I so confident? Because I'm 42 years old. 42 years old and single. So I don't want kids either, though, too, dude. Like, I really don't. At this point, especially. I mean, if I were to have kids, I can't even imagine having kids, dude. Like, I have no time to get stuff done as it is. I mean, the dogs alone are like a hassle, bro. Like, they're taking up my time because I got to walk them, I got to feed them, and like, well, I don't just throw dog food in the bowl. Like, I actually cook food for them. They eat good food, but it's just too much. I can imagine like having to go pick the kids up from school and like, I got to take them to basketball practice or whatever they're doing, whatever they're into. I mean, I would like it if they were my kids. I'm just saying, I don't have kids, so being selfish. Too much. The cards, I don't think are bad. I don't think cards are bad. I think cards are a good way to like tell you what path you're on currently. That's all it is. But it can change because you have free will, right? But it's a good way to tell you where you're going. If everything goes the same, the current timeline that you're on, but you can always change it, right? Like if you don't like what the cards are saying, then you just can manifest a different reality. Nah, because honestly, I'm still in hopes that like Sweet Tea and I can get our stuff together, and she can't have kids anyway, so she has a daughter, but that's the reason. And even so, just like I said, I'm too I just don't think I want kids, dude. I don't think I want the responsibility. It's too much. I have like a lot of stuff that I'm supposed to accomplish in this life. I got to fulfill my soul contract. And so that's just I think that's the reason why I never had kids in the first place. I think I'm divinely protected from kids, so to speak, right? For lack of a better term, because of that. Yeah. Did you get your LLC, Christopher Ruff one? Christopher Ruff has like a lot of companies, dude. I had an LLC back in the old days, but I finally got a new LLC now, Denver Metro Audits. I have an LLC. I got a DBA, doing business as Denver Metro Audits. My company is called Executive Lens. and I just applied for the EIN number. I still haven't got it yet. But and I'm also part of, or going to be part of soon, Street News Network, which is also Christopher Ruff's business. The YouTube channel has like 57,000 subscribers, I think. So that's going to be, he's putting me on that LLC. So we're going to be working on that one too. So be on the lookout. Oh, and just so you know, guys, if you're new in here, the shadow ban's gone, guys, on the DMA channel. I think it's gone anyways, because my social media manager dropped a video last night. It wasn't even during peak times. It was like, kind of late. It was like 7 o'clock at night or something. And it ended up, it's got like 30,000 views now, There's not a ton, but that's all I would expect anyways from a 10-minute compilation video. I wouldn't expect a whole bunch of views. So those videos were getting like 8,000 views consistently, and now all of a sudden 30,000. So I'm pretty sure it's gone. Finally. I was like, thank God, dude. So I'm going to be editing up some stuff now. First video I'm going to drop is going to be Saturday. I'm going to wait till Saturday. Yep, for sure, dog. Good looking out. Just let me know when you need it. Well, you're filing it tomorrow on Christmas Day? Yeah, text me tomorrow and I'll send, or I'll just send it to you if I can remember. You just need name, date of birth, and address, right? Oh yeah, I'm sure it is, dude. Like with my dogs, I was just thinking today, because like my dogs are my kids, and like I probably spoil my dogs a little extra than most people do, because people have real kids, like Christopher Ruff says. He's got a dog and he's got animals, but he's got actual kids. So your kids come priority. But like, since I don't have kids, like they're like my kids. So like I said, I cook for them, they eat good food, but like, I can afford to do it with these dogs because they're 5 pounds. So if I had, pit bulls or like, Rottweilers or something, like they eat as much as you do. So I couldn't, that would be just a whole nother person to feed. But so they get good food and like, but like, it takes up more time and I got to walk them all the time, take them to the park. Otherwise, it's not good for their mental health to just be hanging out in this apartment all the time. So I'm like, oh man, it takes a lot of my time up. And I'm thinking then like Loaf, like pissing in the house and making me mad and stuff. And then I'm like, like, it's like the way I look at my dogs is, like when somebody says, a woman says, you know what, I wish I would have never had kids when I was 16. It wasn't a good thing for me to do. Hindsight's 2020. But at the same time, she'll also say, but if I had to do it over again, I would, because I love my kids. I know exactly how that person feels now. Because hindsight, you wouldn't want to have kids at 16, but now that you do have the kids, if you had to do it over again, you absolutely would have the kids. Same way I feel with my dogs. I don't want to have more dogs after these, but I would never not have my dogs now. You know what I mean? The 3-part compilation? Yeah, the one that I dropped last night. It's a three video one. Yeah, that one. It's got like 30,000 views. Which, like I said, it's not a ton of views for me, but for a 10-minute compilation video, because like the 10-minuters, they don't ever get that many views. So it's got 30,000. Let's see what it's doing hourly right now. And it's still doing 155 an hour on Christmas Eve, which is pretty good. Yeah, all those other ones are, they died out quick. Yeah, you gotta talk to the boss. Yo, what's up, Spooter? Gosh, man. Always got stuff in my teeth. So anyways, the title of this video is Ask Me Anything. So it's an AMA. It's like truth or dare without the dare, though. So ask me any question. Hold on 1 second. Yeah, AMA with DMA. AMA is the same thing as a Q&A. Essentially, like, I think it's like a different terminology, but it like the same means the same thing. Does anyone know the difference between AMA and Q&A? Oh man. I got they put like a bracket on the very, I had a bracket on the very back tooth on the top, but they hadn't been putting a wire through there connecting them, and they did again this time. And she even said you're going to need some wax till your gums get, or till your cheek gets used to it. And I do, because it's starting to hurt. Is it? I don't know what you're meaning on that. What's up, Keeper, though? Good to see you. Keeper of the List watches like every single one of my videos. Is it list a PMS? I still don't understand what you mean. I'm lost here because I don't know if I don't know what you guys are talking about. So you guys got to ask me a question. Try to ask me something personal that I wouldn't want to tell you, so you can keep the conversation going. Keeper of the List is smart. That's what I used to say when I was like 2 years old. My mom used to put me in the cart going grocery shopping, and all the kids, or on the kids, but all the girls would be like, "Oh, look, he's so cute." And I don't remember, my mom told me one time, I said, "And I'm smart too." Are you gay? No, I'm not gay. And like, I thought, like, I was like, why do you think I'm gay? And like, somebody was like, oh, because the Just Do Better thing, it's got the rainbow. But like, I didn't even think about that. I just like colors, you know what I mean? So that's why I did it that way. But some people actually like do think I'm gay. I've had 2 people in my life think I was gay before. They at least told me they thought I was gay. And maybe there's more people, but only 2 people that would ask me. But as soon as you like meet me, then you quickly realize I'm not gay. Because like, you know, you don't really know what your voice sounds like until you hear it. And, you know, it's kind of cringe, you know what I'm talking about? So I didn't really know what I sounded like until I started watching my YouTube videos. And I was like, oh, dude, that sounds kind of soft. So like, I get it that sometimes, you know, shit I say is a little soft, but it's just the way I am, I guess. But no, 100% not gay, not bi, none of that. All right, on. Thanks. Yeah, I don't to some people, but to some people I do. Not that there's anything wrong with that, you know. Like I actually do have gay friends. I know that's a cliche, but I have like male gay friends and female gay friends too. Or at least I used to. They're not really friends anymore. Dude, I don't know. We used to say that word like, you guys know, everyone in here is old enough. Like in the 90s, bro, the F word. I used to say it all the time, but it didn't mean, it wasn't like a homophobic slur. It was just, you just said it because like, you know, it's just like you were just being dumb. You know what I mean? Or like you say, oh, that's gay. Oh, dude, I spilled on my shirt. Oh, that's gay. You know what I mean? Like, had nothing to do with like being homophobic. It just what we said. But now, you know, with political correctness, you can't dare say that. You know, like the big channels say it and they don't care, like Christopher Ruff and like James Freeman does it. So does Lackluster, I think. No, actually, no, Lackluster doesn't. He does, but he doesn't say it like on his channel. But James Freeman does. Oh, go being a faggot. You know what I mean? Like, but like people get ostracized for that. You know what I mean? And there are some people that like won't subscribe. I think was it Christopher Ruff was telling me that if he didn't say stuff like that, he'd have 1 million subscribers. And I believe that's probably true. You know, he's got 500 and whatever thousand, but like if he didn't say stuff like that, like there's certain people that are super turned off by that. This is my new channel. Yeah. And just so you know, the DMA channel, I'm going to be dropping a new video on that Saturday. I think excuse me. I think the shadow ban is over. So, but this is my personal channel. Yeah. And it is new. Reach around rough. That's hilarious, dude. Well, I mean, you said, bro, you're a super fag and you love men, especially Christopher Ryder. So that's going to be your new nickname now, bro. Reach around rough. That is funny. Oh, really? You said all that stuff? That's crazy, man. I don't like to say those because YouTube don't like that. That's a good one. Dick Ryder. You know, it's not. It could be some kind of like, you know, shadow ban thing though. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't even want to risk it, dude. When I like now, dude, I'm not even messing with stuff no more. Like I was like contemplating dropping that video with the nudity on it. Because here's the thing is that people don't like us. Like I said, all these other channels have basically the exact same video, the exact same event, not the exact same event, but the same event in their state, you know, of women being topless, and it's documentary and educational and it's got millions of views. But like people just don't like my channel. A lot of people don't, including the people that work at YouTube. So when people report it and then I get a manual review by someone who works at Google and they're like, oh, screw this guy. He's just trying to harass people, you know, give him a strike. So you got to be careful. You got to be extra careful. You know what I mean? But that video would have, I think that would have been my first video, my first long form video to hit 1 million views. Oh, it's different and edited. Okay. Oh, you went at him hard, bro. I mean, he always goes at him hard, but even more than usual, huh? Live streams have more leniency. Okay. All right, Killa. You have a Merry Christmas too, bro. Get to wrapping those gifts, bud. Oh, they both got removed? Dang, you got a 4.4 million? It was on a long form and a 3.8? Dang, you got me beat by a lot. My best long form's 500 thou. I'm a little low on the long form in comparison to others, but shorts wise though, I'm doing pretty good. For whatever reason, my shorts get a lot of views. I think I've kind of figured out the art of shorts. I figured out how to do them. You got to have a hook. Like the first 3 seconds have to like hook them in. When I first started, like it'd be kind of like a long form video and it kind of gradually goes in. Like people want instant like endorphin hits. So if it's not hitting them, they're going to swipe. So first 3 seconds have to be something crazy. That's why you'll see like the high performing shorts. If they need to like kind of gradually go into it, they'll put like the hot part right in the minute, the crazy part for like the first 5 seconds, and then they'll cut back like the action part, like, you know, the teasers, and then they'll play the whole video. You can do stuff like that. And then also I used to do like an outro, like a little like 3-second outro. And you don't want to do that on shorts. Like any indication that it's over, leave that shit out. Like you want them to watch all the way to the very last half second. And I did a lot of research on it. And there was this girl who built up like millions of subscribers by doing shorts. And she said that because in the old days, you used to have a tool where you could like edit your short. And this short that she was doing wasn't doing too well. And so she cut off the last 3 seconds of it. And then boom, it exploded and it went viral. So like that's important too. Keep them engaged as long as possible. But anyways, some of my shorts, I got a lot of them with millions on shorts. Oh yeah, dude. I can only imagine. Let me see. I'll do some math. There is, so 4.4 million, that'd be on. Okay. I think you made about 30,000 on that one. On that one video. It's my guess. I'll do a Q&A for Christopher Ruff. How much money do you think he made on a video that made 4.4 million views? I say 30,000. 38. I was close. Yeah, my best one has, I don't even know what it has. I could tell you an estimate. It's got, I made about like 3,500 on my best video. That's why you got to look at like, you know, you think a lot of times people think YouTubers making all these money because they have a lot of subscribers. It doesn't matter subscribers, it matters views. You can gain a lot of subscribers. You know, you got to have views too to get subscribers, but like, I'm anticipating making a lot more this year because I'm going to be dropping more videos. Like my videos get enough views to make money. It's just, I don't drop enough videos because of my editing. And Christopher Ruff knows this. I spend way too much time on my editing, dude. Like minimum 20 hours, dude. Usually about 30 to 40 hours, like a whole week editing a video because I'm so OCD that I like perfection it. Like if you look at my very older videos, when I first started, I spent like a couple, 2-3 hours editing those. Super basic, but like it's not helping your views to do all this extra stuff for the most part. But I just spent too much time. I wanted to be like the best. I want to be the best. I'm very competitive. So, and I'm competitive in a way where like I don't want others to fail. You know, it's not that kind of competitive because I want others to succeed, but like I am competitive. And like, I mean, I look at stuff, you know, and everyone else does too. If they say they don't, they're lying. But like certain people that I look at auditing Erie County, and he looks at me too, because we started around the same time. So we look at each other's subscribers and views. And same with Fletcher Freedom, started around the same time as me. I used to look at AFA, you know, as for competitive wise. So, you know, that competitive nature is what makes people successful though. You know, like Michael Jordan was competitive. Like you hear the stories, he was competitive at golf, competitive at cards, you know, playing poker, dude, he's competitive. So those are the people that are successful. If you're not competitive, then you're not going to be as successful. So it's a good trait to have. But I want to be the best, you know, I want to be like the best editor. And I don't think I'm the best editor, but like if you look at my newer videos, I think that I'm getting close to being, I think I'm one of the best in our niche, not in like the best ever, but like in our niche, I think I'm one of the best editors. Yeah. And I told you that's a waste of time. The video I make all that money on literally took me 4 hours. I know it does, but I actually have a way that I'm going to be able to pump out more videos and still keep editing. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm not going to edit my videos anymore. I got someone that's going to edit my videos for me, so I don't have to do it. Because if I do it, then I'll spend literally like, I'll go over it again. I'll cut out like frame by frame. Okay, I should actually make this cut like 3 frames earlier, and I'll cut back 3 frames and I'll ripple delete and I'll watch it and like, oh, okay, yeah, 1 more frame. And then I'll change the transition to, the transition's got to be 2 more frames more. And like, I got to use this transition. Actually not, you know, like not the regular dissolve. I got to use this, or, you know, and then my overdub, because I stutter a lot. So I can't just do overdubs like you do. Like I got to record it, and then I'll do like, literally, like I said, sometimes I'll do like 20 takes, and then I got to put it together, and then I'll still have to edit that. Like I'll pause too long. So I got to like cut out a piece, you know what I mean? Or stuff like that. It just takes forever. And then I'm doing like special effects, like graphics up on the screen and stuff, and, you know, cool, like funny stuff. And I know a lot of, especially our viewers, because most of our viewers are older men, retired men. They don't really care about that stuff, but yeah, I don't know. He is, but I don't know how much time he spends on his editing though. Because he does that stuff too, but the way he does it, I don't think it's like, I've seen it. Like as an editor, I know. Like when he throws like his graphics up, like he doesn't put transitions in there to make it kind of flow in naturally. It just kind of shows up. And it's good. Like I don't think anyone's noticing a difference, but like I notice it. Yeah, you do. Now, DirectD is one of the best editors out there, but he edits a different program that I do. So whatever you use, bro, it works for you, bro, for sure. Because if you can edit that fast and it come out that quality, that's good. I think DirectD is the best thumbnail maker in our niche by far. There's no one better, dude. Like there's some better, like Lackluster's good. Long Island's good, but he doesn't do his own thumbnails. I know who does them. He makes some of my thumbnails for me. The guy that put that, all those compilation videos I've been doing on the DMA channel, that's the guy that used to make Long Island's thumbnails. And now the guy that makes Long Island's thumbnails is the guy that used to make my thumbnails. And the guy that Long Island has now, my old guy, I really like his thumbnails too, but even he's not as good as DirectD's. And so my thumbnails, I need to get a better program. I still need to look at your program that you told me, bro. Yeah, you use 3 different. You use he uses CapCut and then like 2 other ones. KindMaster. Yeah, dude. You know, the Pakistani guy. Yep. Umar. Yeah, that's him, dude. He's the Long Island. He started with Long Island, and then he's on board with me now, and he does all of my TikTok. He does my Facebook, and he makes thumbnails for me sometimes. He's been posting on. He's going to take over the DMA 2.0 channel, and he's been uploading on the DMA channel right now, all those little compilation videos. Yeah, he's a cool dude, man. I love Umar, dude. So he uses CapCut, Power Director, and Filmora. I remember, yeah, you said Power Director. Pixel Lab. What's up, John Eagle? I use Canva. And Canva, I'm not impressed, dude. Like, I know I could do better than Canva. I got to check out the one that Christopher Ruff uses. Sorry, guys. I got like this. That wire back there is bugging. No, he's in Pakistan. So it's like, because you got, sometimes you have to upload, like if you're uploading in America, you have to upload in America for whatever reason. So he was trying to have me do like what's it called? The share screen thing. AnyDesk, like the app, and like so you can have access to my other computer back here, and then like upload the videos from there, but like couldn't get it to work. I think he actually still, because he'll upload stuff on my Facebook and it'll say uploaded by LIA, like Long Island Audit, because he's still working with Long Island, I think. I don't know if he has like if he uses Long Island Audit's computer to upload my stuff too. Like he has his own thing. No, this guy's not like that, dude. Trust me. I've been working with him for like literally years, bro. He's a good dude, man. Like I said, he's been working with Long Island for years too, and he's never done me wrong. But yeah, I did give him access because I had to, because he's the only one willing to just start dropping videos on my channel and shit. And I don't have time to mess with the 2.0 channel, you know, or TikTok. He got my TikTok monetized, and he's taking care of all that. I already told you about all that. Let's see what he says. I don't think so. Just because of the fact that he was working with Long Island for so many years, and you know, Long Island has the biggest channel of all of us, so I was definitely more suspicious of him in the beginning, but that guy's never done me wrong, dude. He's done a lot of stuff for me. Yeah, I know. And I pay him. And he's not really that expensive either. Yeah, he does have the biggest channel. Who has a bigger one? And you can't say Lackluster or Audit the Audit because they're a different genre. Depending about Auditor / Cop Watcher, he has the biggest channel. I remember like people say, oh, my favorite auditor is Lackluster and Audit the Audit. Like, dude, they're not auditors, man. What are you talking about? Like, they're great. I like their videos, but they're not auditors. Yeah, that's true. It's from Pakistan. It's cheap. Like for me, I mean, like I said, dude, what was it? What video? Oh, I put it in your comment section. That video that you did, the one that you did, I think you made that video for me, I think, because I was telling you when you threw the cards up in the air with all the laws on them. That's the one that I saw years ago. And I was like, dude, that's like what makes you the king of cop watchers, bro. I think Direct D is the king of cop watchers. He's not an auditor. I know he hates being called an auditor. And there's a difference between auditor and cop watcher. There's a difference. And I didn't even know when I first got into this, I didn't know the difference. I didn't know what cop watching was. I thought it was all the same thing. But, you know, he goes and finds police and watches them, records them. Auditors go into a building and just waits to see if people are going to react to it and then call the police. Yeah, but yeah. The civil rights attorney isn't an auditor either, you know. All the biggest channels, the civil rights attorney, Lackluster, and Audit the Audit are not auditors. So a lot of people they don't want to watch the actual auditors. They want to watch just like the highlights from what these guys have to say about them. And so they don't even watch those channels. They watch that. And then like Lackluster, or I mean Long Island, he has literally people, and this is my opinion, who just watch him. They don't watch anyone else. They just watch him. That's it. He has his own audience. Because if you look like when he does live streams, there's some people in there that I know, but there's a bunch of people in there that like, I have no clue who these people, I've never seen them before. And I see them in everyone else's chat. I see all these people that I know, right? I see like all the people that everyone knows, you know, you got like John Eagle, you got Dub Wubs, you got Christopher Ruff, you got who else was in here? Brandon Mitchell was in here. Like all these people that you know, you see them in other people's live streams. You don't see all these people in Long Island. I'd never seen them before. So they just watch his stuff. No, I don't work with her anymore. This is an Ask Me Anything. And Regan and I aren't like, in a, like, I don't like, we're not like against each other or anything. We just don't work together. But, you know, she's big sis, you know what I mean? And brother and sister fight. So, you know, there was a time that me and her didn't work together for a long time because we were fighting. And then we made up, and then, you know, I work better by myself anyways, to be honest with you. So I kind of just roll with the punches, but I wish her well in her activism. And, you know, if anyone were to like, you know, if I had to, you know, because I don't really have anyone out here, you know, it's just me by myself. And so like if something hit the fan and I had to call her and say, hey, I'm in jail, could you bond me out? And like she would, and I would for her too. But no, we don't work together. I work by myself now. And I haven't even done any recording. Only recording I've done in the last like several months is with Direct D and Jim Freedom, just when they were out here recently. I don't do any hardly any recording now because I have so much footage to edit as it is. Yeah, that's true, bro. We the People University also forgot about him, and he's got a lot. So that's what I'm saying. These guys that aren't auditors, they have the biggest channels. These showcaser guys, because they all have this their own niche, right? Like the civil rights attorney. You know, he's a civil rights attorney, so people like really trust what he has to say. And then same with the We the People University. You know, former cop giving his opinion, same kind of thing. And he's got some good videos. I haven't seen a bunch from We the People University, but I've seen some. Yeah, but you can be nosy. You can ask me anything you want. I remember when I first started my channel, my mom was like, "Oh, I thought you were when you said YouTube, I thought you were going to do your spiritual stuff because I have a spiritual channel too." But this just took off, and the spiritual channel didn't take off. So I had both of them around the same time, but this one took off, and I was like, "Well, this is the one taking off." And then she was like, "Well, see, you should be like this guy." It was Cameras Everywhere. You guys know Cameras Everywhere. She's like, "You should be like this guy because then he can, you know, get views, but he doesn't have to, you know, put himself in harm's way or something like that." I was like, "I know, Mom, but no. I don't think I could ever be just a showcaser." I mean, you get to a point where you can be a showcaser after you put in the work, you know, and a lot of people switch over to that, but I don't think, and I'm to the point now, I've done showcases. They don't get near the views that, you know, like Lackluster and stuff get, but I could do that. I could do showcases now and give my opinion. I think I have enough knowledge to break stuff down. I know I do, but I couldn't just do that solely. That'd have to always just, for me, just be kind of like a side thing, at least for now. I'm not ready to just not do my own stuff. Yes, I have seen Susan. I've heard of her more than I've seen her, though. I know a lot of people like her. But I've been hearing about her for like a long time. Oh, are you serious? Sean Porter's channel got deleted? Dang. I did not know that. That's two people. So that's Sean Porter and Frickin' Media. But Frickin' Media already has a new channel. I saw him. Cameras Everywhere hasn't posted in months. He was the very first channel to showcase my channel. It was that Park Ranger video. And a lot of people freaking hate that video, but a lot of people like it. And I remember he told me the same thing. He's like, "Dude, a lot of people hated that video." And he like put like shaking my head because he showcased it and people couldn't stand it. But I mean, I was getting some views on it, and it was getting, you know, I had like hundreds of views. And then all of a sudden I opened it up, it had like 3,000 views, and I went from like 30 subscribers to like 300. And I was like, "Whoa, what the heck's going on?" And then people were like, CE sent me. CE sent me. And then I was like, who's CE? And then there's some cameras everywhere. And I was like, cameras? I didn't even know who Cameras Everywhere was, dude. I was like, well, who's Cameras Everywhere? And as I looked it up, boom, Cameras Everywhere. And I was already subscribed. I was like, oh, should I've already subscribed? And I was like, okay, cool. I know this guy. You know, Furry Potato, Furry Potato is before my time. And her channel's not like, I don't even know if you can find, does she have stuff? I've heard of her, but I know a lot of people like her, but I don't think I've ever seen any of her videos. So I'm not like, I mean, if you know Furry Potato, you know that I'm not like OG. Sometimes people say, oh, DMA, you're OG. And like, you know, cause they're new. That's why they say that. I'm not OG. I'm like third generation. You know, like first generations, like, you know, you got like John Felix, you got James Freeman, right? You got High Desert, right? Those guys are even got like Nasty Nathaniel. It was like first generation, like the OG guys. And then that guy, what's that guy's name? Christopher Ruff, the dude, something Thomas, that black dude, he's OG too, man. That guy is badass. I always forget that guy's name. He even says on his channel, the original First Amendment auditor. And his videos are like 2015. And the way that the police treat him back there in New York, I was like, holy cow. I mean, it's bad now, but it was really bad back then before it was really known. It was really bad the way they treated him. So the only reason they treat you with some respect now is because they have to, and they know that it's, you know, it's going to go viral. But they would treat you worse if it, you know, back in the old days. But, and then you got like second generation, which is like, you know, the Johnny 5-0s. You got, who else? You know, like AFA, you got, oh, Nathaniel just texted me, Merry Christmas. Who else you got? Second generation. I can't even think. San Joaquin is a second generation guy. Who else? Probably like Big Nick. You guys know those guys. And then you got the third generation, which is what I consider myself to be. Direct D's like part of that too. He's third generation. He actually only started like, I think 10 months before I did is when he started his channel. Because I remember when I started my channel, it created in July 31st, 2021. And Direct D, when I started watching him, I think he had like 40,000 subscribers. And I was blown away by this guy. I was like, holy cow. Because me and my friend Donut Hole were like talking, we liked him. And I remember he's saying, oh, something, we should get together, try to get together with Direct D. And I was like, yeah, I know. And, but I remember I used to watch all your videos, bro. And then you got stuck at like 60,000. I think we talked about this. You were stuck there. And I was like, you weren't growing. I was like, why is this guy not growing? Because all your videos are getting tons of views. And then all of a sudden you just exploded, dude. And then like you went from like 60,000 to 100,000 quick. And then I remember everyone was like, oh, Direct D got 100,000 subscribers. And I remember I actually emailed you one time. And I was like, hey, man, it was something about Chili. Because I knew that you didn't like him because I saw the live stream where you said, because that's when Chili was like blowing up. Everyone loved Chili. And you were like, I don't support that crazy lunatic or whatever. Unsubscribe if you want, but I don't support him. And boom, you ended the live stream. And I was like, oh, snap. So I knew you didn't like him. I reached out to you. And that was the first interaction I had with you. And then, after you got your 100,000, I remember like I checked like a few months later to see where you're at. And you had already like 150,000. I was like, holy shit, dude, this guy's exploding. But you're one of those guys that had extreme growth. And, oh, you still have that email, dude? Because because I think I reached out to you because then when you got the warrants, you started doing showcasing. And so I reached out to you and we weren't talking, you know, I didn't have your number, nothing like that. And I said, hey man, this video's, you know, doing pretty good. And I wanted to get more traction or whatever. And I was like, hey, since you're like, you know, doing showcasing now, maybe you want to check it out. And that's when you started like emailing me and we started, you know, talking and stuff. It was after that video for the Sheridan Rec Center one. And the way DirectD actually started even knowing who I was, because the troll channels, like for whatever reason, they freaking love me, even though there's actually real auditors out there who are just trying to antagonize people and like mess with people and be dumbasses. And like DirectD, and I've said, like, I would love for these troll channels to like call out these dumbasses that really are just trying to antagonize people. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to just eat their lunch on the side, like the regular citizens trying to eat their lunch and like do nothing. And you're just like getting right in their face. Like the trolls say, getting in their face. And so like, I don't get in people's faces, but that's what they say that I do. And so that's how DirectD started watching me. He's like, who's this Denver Metro Audits guy? Let me go check him out. And then he's like, this guy's nothing like what these guys are saying, dude. And so I think that's when you started reaching out to me. But anyways, yeah, so that's third generation. So third generation is me, DirectD, like Flex Your Freedoms, Auditing Erie County, right? Everyone, like J-Town, like everyone's third generation. And then you got like the fourth generation, like the brand new guys that are just coming out within the last like year. Those are the fourth generation guys. That's funny. You just shared that email that I sent him on February 5th. It's probably like 2023. I said, hey bro, what's good? I wanted to share my most recent video with you in case you'd like to showcase it, since you've been killing it with these showcases. It's a Sheridan video, so you know it's corrupt. It's kind of long, but it's action packed, and it was in first place, now second. At around the 40-minute mark, I explained how the police are violating Colorado's body-worn camera law. Feel free to call or text me anytime. And I left him the link. That's funny, dude. Yo, John Winchester, what up, bro? Ding dong. I keep everything too, like everything important. Like when I get all those ones that I get, you get them too, I'm sure, of people wanting to do collaborate, like they want to do business, like they want to like run ads on your channel. I just delete those. I'm not running, you're not running ads on my channel. Unless it's something I believe in, like DJI actually hit me up to run ads, which is like, you know, like the DJI, like gimbals and stuff like that. They do drones. I would promote that because I use that stuff for my work. So I would actually promote that. And I inquired about it, but then they started wanting like analytics and everything. And I was like, oh, this is too much of a hassle. Forget it, dude. But I get those. And a lot of them are scams anyways. Like if somebody reaches out to you they want to run ad space on your channel, it's called, there's a word for it. It's not called ad space. It's called, what is it? If somebody knows what I'm talking about, where like, you know, like you promote something like, hey, sponsor, check this out. There's a name for that. But if they do that and they don't have like a picture on their email, it's probably a scam. That's what I think. Like some people say they're from Sprite or they're from Sony, right? And it's like no picture on the email. I'm like, you're not from Sony, dude. Like, get out of here, man. You're a scammer. Oh, you keep everything? And it's too much, dude, for me. I already had to buy extra space on my Gmail, but yeah, press NH now, third generation. The Random Patriot, who is a good friend of mine. Okay. I'm trying to think. I don't know the Random Patriot. I don't know all the auditors. So I kind of feel bad sometimes. I feel like I should know, but I don't. So what would you consider a Tyrant Terminator? Is he third generation or is he fourth generation? But yeah, Press NH Now is like another one that I like too. He's good. What's his name? Mass Accountability. It's cool. He's like third generation also. Trying to think of the guys I like. Oh, Honor Your Oath. He's like first generation guy too. He's like super old school guy. Let's see who else. Trying to think of the guys that I like. Oh, you know who I like that I bet you Christopher Ruff probably don't like is what's his name? KULT News. I love that guy, dude. I think he's hilarious, man. He's like an auditor. But you know, he does stuff like banks and stuff, but and I don't really do private either. I like to do government stuff, but he does government stuff too, but I like him. He's good, man. And he's funny. He's got like his own, like, he brings something new to it, something that no one else done. He's always got that backup camera on the side. That I don't know if it's his wife that does that or whatever. But then he's got his mic that he brings out. By the way, you're on KULT News. What do you got to say about violating my rights? Or whatever he does. He's funny. Georgia Transparency. I'm trying to think. I know the name. I'm trying to think. I've seen videos, but not like, don't really know. Fourth generation. That's what I would say. I would say he's a fourth generation guy. Yeah. Okay. You don't even know who he is. You know what I was thinking about doing though is be like a federal credit union. It'd be a good one to audit. Yeah, Mike Norton, KULT News. Yeah, right on, dude. He's cool, man. I talk to him on Instagram sometimes. What's your opinion on Amagansett Press? I know a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people love him. I mean, he's got a huge channel. He's also like, I don't know if he's second generation, but he's not really an auditor either, especially these days. Nowadays, he does like, you know, tours, he says. But I like Amagansett. I do. He's not really one to like collaborate with anyone. He's never collaborated with any single person. You know, he actually started his channel in Colorado and he used to live in, I think, the Denver area. But I remember I would do audits when I first started and people would say, oh, Amagansett Press did an audit there. And I would look it up and sure enough, I didn't even know that he did it there. And he did audits in the same places that I did. And then I remember this one place, it was at the Tri-County Health Department. This lady came out and she's like, are you with Amagansett Press? And I was like, no. She's like, oh, okay. And like, they were totally cool, not trying to violate my rights. And then I went home and looked it up. And sure enough, Amagansett Press did a video there. But he was back in Colorado recently. And he was in Colorado Springs and Sweet Tea ran into him. And she took a picture with him and his son and posted it on her community tab. But I like him. You know, some people don't like people recording private property, and I don't personally record private property. I've done it one time, and that was just because I was with Nasty Nathaniel and it was a car dealership, and this is because that car dealership screwed me over big time and they're rude as shit and I didn't really like them. That's why I did that. But I'm not against it. I just don't. And you know, Amagansett Press says, you know, it's important not only that government understands your rights, but I think it's equally and or more important if the citizens understand your rights too. And I agree with that. So yeah, he's kind of like totally being a travel channel now. You know, he's kind of changing his niche a little bit. It's not really a First Amendment audit. So, Direct D, he makes fun of auditors too. Like, dude, I posted a video that Direct D recorded when he was at my house. I was sleeping, and he went out and recorded some cops in Denver, and he gave me that footage. He's like, "Here, man, just put this on your channel because you're shadow banned. Just get some, some crap videos out because it wasn't like anything crazy happened." But he was because they were saying, "Oh, they're First Amendment auditors," and he's like, "No, wrong terminology. We're cop watchers, not First Amendment auditors. First Amendment auditors or pussies or something like that." And then I put like a picture of myself with like a sad look up on there because I do audits, but I do a lot of cop watching too. I'd say a huge percentage of my videos are cop watching, like probably 30%. 30% are cop watches, and then probably like 40% are audits, a little bit more, and then the rest are like, I do like city council meetings and stuff like that. He started in Long Island, New York. I could have swore he started in Colorado. Are you into gay stuff? I don't know. Only if you're good looking, you know what I mean, and you're gentle. If you're gentle, maybe. What about you, Bumblebee Seafoods? Are you into gay stuff? You trying to holler at me? Is that why? Okay, it's his fiance Stacy. He's going to marry her once he hits 100,000. Is that what he said? Oh, he actually worked with James Freeman, dude. I didn't know that. That must have been the old school. At a library? I never really knew James Freeman to do much. I guess James Freeman did audits too, but I just remember mostly like cop watching, and he did I remember him going to the jails and doing audits there. I bet you Christopher Ruff would be down to do an audit at a jail. I mean, when he came out here, we did audits together. We did that prison. We did the DMV together. He's done audits before. I've seen him do audits in one of the videos that he got arrested at. He just doesn't like it. And I get it, dude. Like even when I first started doing audits, I was like, it does feel unnatural because people don't typically do that, right? It's not something that you just do. So it does feel unnatural when you first start doing it. Recording police is feels more natural. You know what I mean? But when I go in and record in a building, it's like, I don't try to specifically like put my camera on the citizens. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to point it down. Like, I know Bay Area does that sometimes. He'll point his camera down. Like, I don't want to record these people. I don't, because again, that kind of takes the point of what I'm doing in a way, is like, I'm not going to point it down. I'm not going to sit there and specifically like point it at you, but like, I'm not pointing it down. If you just happen to be in it for a minute, or you're behind someone that I'm talking to, I'm not blurring you out. You know what I mean? And people just like freak out over it. Oh, the children, there's kids in the library and stuff. Like, dude, so like people act like, again, like this PC got to be politically correct stuff. Like, it's so sick. You're disgusting for recording a kid. Like, yeah, if I go to like a playground and that's my intention to specifically record kids, okay, that's different. But that's not what I do. You know what I mean? So I just never understood that. It's like kids can't be recorded. So like people that drive by with their dash cams on, you're recording kids, can't do it. Like, oh, you're coming into a private business, they're recording you, the security cams, they're kids, can't do it, I don't know. I just don't get it. Like, there's a thing too. It's like I walked my dog to this park up here, and they're having it's by the elementary school, and they're having a field day. And all the parents were out there with their cell phones recording their kids, doing the field day, all the little events and the athletic things. And they're recording their kids, and they're recording all the other kids too. And no one else is freaking out over it. You know what I mean? So why is it okay for that person? You don't like people like, oh, we don't know what you're going to do with the footage. Well, you don't know what that parent's going to do with the footage. I mean, seriously, these Chomo guys, they probably have kids too. A lot of them, they do actually have kids. It's like, what the heck's the difference? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to record your kids. Your kids might be in my frame for a second, It's the same thing as like for the the parents recording their kids' field day. I'm not here to record your kids, but your kids might be in my frame, but no one cares about that. No one cares if you're recording at, your kid's football game, but any other circumstance, it's like, you're a creep. Chadio. Yeah, Chad. Oh, dude. Oh, I know, the kids. And that was kind of a weird one because I actually did go into the children's section, and I don't really do that, but for whatever reason, I was like, thought I should. The only reason I went in there is because I was walking towards there, and the security guard came up to me and was like, "Hey, you're going into the children's section." I was like, "Okay," because I wasn't going to go in there. I was just walking towards that area. I was like, "Why would you tell me that?" Because I don't like to be told what to do. Like I shouldn't do something. Because if you do that, then I'm going to do it. Because I know I legally can do it. So now I'm going to do it. And he kind of made a big deal about it. So I was like, okay, so I'm just going to go in there now. But I went in there, and there was hardly any kids in there. But I went in there, I pointed my camera directly at Chad. I wasn't like trying to record the kids. But here's the thing. Even in the kids section, there's kids all in the library, not just in the kids section, right? They're everywhere. And like, there was actually kids in my camera in that video, not in the kids section. But again, it's like, who cares, dude? I just don't understand that. It's not a big deal to me. And if it's a big deal to you, then I think you're probably too sensitive. What's up, Jenny? Merry Christmas. Yeah, that's a good one. No, I'm recording anyone. The reason is because people think that you're like, that's what they think. You know what I mean? But if that was like someone's intention, like, I feel like it would be, if I was going into like a government building, like who's going into a government building to do that? You know what I mean? Like, I just don't get that. I think it's more of like, if you were really doing that, you'd probably be like trying to be like, if someone was going to do that, if they had any half a brain, they'd probably just wear like a body cam, you know what I mean? And go walk around the park. You know what I mean? Why would you come like with my camera, even a cell phone? It would be kind of obvious, but like, if that was my intention, would I come in with a big old tripod and like a camera with a nice microphone and like all this big old rig? You guys have seen my rig, right? Well, is that how I would do it? Right? Like, you'd probably go in with a body cam and like, so no one would even know that you're recording if that was your intention to do stuff like that, right? So I just don't understand. Like when they say, oh, you could be casing the joint, so you can break in tonight, or so that you can, whatever, it's like, dude, yeah, if it was at nighttime and I was wearing all black and a ski mask and I was hiding behind a bush, then I could see I was casing the joint. But like in the middle of the day with a big old camera, obvious as heck, like that's what you think I'm doing? Oh, hey, Jenny, the DMA channel, I think you probably saw, I think actually in the members only group, I think this shadow ban's over. So I am going to be probably tell Nathan, I'm going to showcase his video on the DMA channel now. Yeah, I think that's probably true. Or a government official. Some people will be liking, cheese pizza, man, and pasta. Right. Which exactly, it's not your intent. It's the same thing with my intent. Like I said, if you're going into the playground where it's a children rich specific area and that I'm just setting up my camera there, yeah. Illegal? No. But like, get your ass beat by a parent? Sure. And I wouldn't blame a parent for doing that either. But again, that's not my intent. When I'm going into a public building and there just happen to be kids there, I mean, there's nothing I can really do about that. I know I'm not the only one to do it. I've seen a bunch of people. I've seen James Freeman do it. He goes into public building, he records, and I've seen kids on his camera. He doesn't blur them out. That's what people say, like, well, you could at least blur out the kids. Like, why? Why would I do that? Like, oh, someone else could see the kids. Dude, they could just go out on the street and see some kids, dude. They could just Google like Mervin's, you know what I mean? Or like JCPenney, like kids clothes and like look at kid whatever models that model clothes if that was their intention. It's not like they have to go to YouTube on the DMA channel to see some kids at a library. Like there are kids everywhere, dude. You know what I mean? Do I know the Delete Laws guy? Yeah, I know him. Of course I know him. It's like saying, do you know who Direct D is? Like, you have to know Direct D. It's like saying, do you know James Freeman? Of course. Not trying to be like sarcastic, but I am being a little sarcastic. But yeah, of course. Yeah, I know who that guy is. We can speak about him. I'm not really a fan of him, but a grifter is someone who just tries to make money off other people, either off other people's misfortunes, or they try to raise money for you and then take it, or stuff like that. He's really brave. Who's brave? Chili's brave? Delete Laws is brave? I never heard that it's wrong to record women. That's new. I don't doubt it. Yeah, apparently he's got a new board game. But yeah, that could be like that. I mean, I don't know. He's selling it. But grifting's, I think, more like you're making money off of somebody else's thing. Something that happened to someone else, and you're going to try to grift off that and make money from their thing by, either creating a fundraiser for them and then taking the money, or, making videos off their thing that happened to them or something like that. Or, oh, this happened to this person, so I'm going to go over there and like stay at your house for and overstay my welcome there. Like, stuff like that. He didn't go to jail for 6 months. He got sentenced to jail for 6 months. I think he did like, what did he do? Like three or 4 months or something. Like, I don't even know if he did that. I think he did like 2 or 3 months. And he didn't go to jail to fight the charge. He got convicted, and then they overturned it. And dude, I'm not saying that what happened at Chili was right. I mean, that wasn't cool. What happened to him for what he did, but he pissed the judge off. That's for sure. Sometimes you gotta be diplomatic about things, and you gotta be, make proper political moves. Like if you're in the courtroom and your life is in the judge's hands, you probably shouldn't call the cop in there a pig. I mean, that cop was being a pig, though. He was being a douchebag to him. And so he just called him a pig in front of the whole courtroom and the judge, which is funny. But, when she gets pissed off because of that and then sentence you to 6 months in jail, it's not funny no more. So you got to kind of learn how to play chess instead of checkers. You know what I mean? Yeah, but then you take a plea, and then like, what's the point of doing it then if you're just going to admit you're guilty, right? That takes the whole point away. Like, my attorney wants me to take a plea deal on one of these cases that I have because he doesn't think we have a good chance of winning. But it's like, well, what's the point then, dude? Like, why did I even do it then? You know what I mean? I had a good night in here so far. Like, we had like 17 people in here at one time. It's the most I've ever had. Yeah, I never really understood like these activists that they want to stand up for something, but then they get arrested and they take a plea deal. I've never taken a plea deal so far. And I'm not saying that I never would take a plea deal. You know, there might be a circumstance where I would need to, but like if I had to play chess and not checkers for something, but I mean, I've seen people like literally never been arrested ever. Like the sentence would be super minimal, like no jail time, and they just take a plea deal. And I'm like, dang, dude, like you're literally making it worse. Because when you do that, now the cop's like, oh, that guy took a plea deal. Cool, I can arrest the next guy. Next time a similar case comes across the DA's desk, oh, last time we got this guy to take a plea deal. Let's prosecute this one, right? Like you're reinforcing that behavior. If you're going to stand up for something, you stand up for it and you take it all the way. Otherwise, get the fuck out the way, man. Seriously, dude, get the fuck out the way and let the people that are going to do it right then do it. That's how I feel about it. And I've had even like my own friends do shit like that, dude. I'm like, dude, like you're just like that's just phony to me, man. So I'm real, dude. Like I take my shit seriously. And I get it, you know, people get scared. Like John Winchester says, 97% of convictions are plea deals. I don't know if that's the exact percentage, but it is. It's high because they just bully people. And a lot of times it's just easier, even if you're not guilty. It's easier to just take the plea deal and get it over with. You know what I mean? Like I say, submit to the alpha. Because like in tribal times, you just submit to the alpha because it's advantageous. You don't want to, you know, lose your life. And then it's kind of just through evolution, it's hardwired into our brains to do that. But and today, it's not who can pick up the biggest rock is the alpha. It's, you know, the government, the judges, and the cops. So, you know, I'm just going to submit and just, you know, so I don't have to deal with this because I got a family to support. You know, I can't be missing work. And they say that a statistic that I read is up to 12% of people that are incarcerated in the United States are thought to be innocent. And that goes for number one, people that are wrongly accused, right? You know, that happens. You know, DNA testing comes out and they find out it's the wrong guy. But there's also a huge percentage of that is people that just took a plea deal because, you know, they're facing 30 years and, you know, you take this plea deal, you get 6. You know what I mean? And your attorney saying, I don't know, man, it's not really, I think you should take this because, you know, I don't know what our chances are. Maybe it's 50-50, you know, or they say, man, you know, we don't have a good chance. I think you're probably going to lose the trial, you know, stuff like that. And then people are like, dude, I got a family, dude. I can't spend 30 years in the joint. I can do the 6, man. You know, and be out in 4 or something like that, you know, like that's why they bully you. And also they bully you too, because, you know, they know that they have unlimited resources. They have tax dollars. It's not like it's coming out of their pocket to take meaningless shit to trial. Right. But they know you, every time you have to go to another court proceeding and more and more and more, it's like you have to fork up another $5,000 to your attorney, you know, and like they just bankrupt you until you give up. You know, sometimes that happens too. Oh, the Patusi or Patausai, how do you say that guy's name? He's also a first generation guy. Oh, thanks, username. Appreciate you. That's another thing. They convince them that they did something wrong. They manipulate you. Gaslighting. Yep. I've known people like that who like literally like they think they deserve it. Oh, it's actually 98%. That's another reason why the cops will give you like, you know, for like a 1 charge, they end up giving you like 5 charges. Like they just give you as much as they can so that something will stick. You know what I mean? And they can use that in negotiations. Well, you know, we don't really have too much evidence on these 4 cases. So we got a lot more evidence on this one case. So the 1 charge. So what we'll do is, you know, we'll tell them that we'll dismiss all 4 of these if he pleads guilty to just this one. And then we'll give him probation. Like all they care about, the DAs, is, you know, their stats, all the convictions they can get, so they can get a raise. You know what I mean? At the end of the year, it's a business. That's what I'm saying. Law enforcement is a business, dude. It's like if you're a salesman and you get a whole bunch of sales, you know, then like your boss starts seeing that and like, oh, dude, let's promote this guy as the sales manager. Like, you know, you work your way up. It's the same thing but it's with people's lives, locking people in cages and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like a sick, disgusting the way that the justice system is. Yeah, there has to be a justice system. There has to be some accountability for people that are committing heinous crimes. But like the stuff that people do, that people are locked in cages, you know, like I said before in one of my other panels, like these DAs that are like, yeah, this guy had a gram of coke, lock him in a cage, prosecute him. Meanwhile, every Friday night they're going out with their buddies and like drinking whiskey and Bud Light. You know what I mean? Just because you want to intoxicate yourself in a way that's legal by society, but it's still a terrible drug. But then you're going to lock someone in a cage because they want to intoxicate themselves in a different manner that you do. Right. And I know this happens because I actually literally went back in the old days. I went and partied with some district attorneys from Douglas County. And I remember I was like, because my friend, my neighbor, she knew these guys. And she's like, "You want to come?" I was like, "Oh, sure." And I was like, "I know you. Like, you prosecuted me, dude. Like, this guy gave me like for my DUI or something. Like, I was like, I remember you. I even remember that my attorney said this DA is kind of a pain in the butt to work with." And I remember I told the DA that we're talking to him. But like when you're talking to them when they're like at the bar, they're just like a normal guy. You know what I mean? Like, because I remember thinking this guy, you know, the suit and tie, professional guy. But then you go out to the bar with them, and they're just regular dudes, you know, getting wasted, you know, because it's legal. But legality doesn't equal morality, right? So I just don't get that, man. People are so brainwashed to think that just because it's legal, I can do it. But, you know, if you come across my courtroom over here, I'm the DA, and you got some coke, then I'm going to try to get you locked in a cage. Stupid. Oh, really? It's like a loophole for them to get out of it? It's messed up. Hold on a sec, guys. And I don't need these headphones anymore. I actually eat the dog food. Not dog food like kibble, but the food that I cook for the dogs, I eat it because it's good. It's like I cooked, I ate the dog food today. We eat the same. It's just ground beef and rice. And then I'll cook the rice, brown rice, 'cause it's healthier. And then I'll just cook. I use the organic, the King Soopers brand, the Kroger brand, ground beef. And I just cook it up. It's a hamburger. And I just put salt in there, and that's it. And then I cook the rice, and then I'll make like a stew. Like I'll just add a bunch of water to the ground beef, and then I'll let it simmer while the rice is cooking. And then I just mix it together. It's good dog food, rice and ground beef. It's good for them. And then I'll eat it too. It's good. I do it with chicken sometimes, chicken and rice. Because, you know, like dogs, if you think about dog food, well, dog food is just human food processed. What's it got in it? Rice, beef, right? Like vegetables and stuff. But like no animal, no living thing should eat processed food every meal of their life, right? It's not good for them. You know, it's like if you were just to eat like, you know, Taco Bell every day and like frozen burritos and Hot Pockets, like it's all you ate. Like that's not good for you. You should eat real food. Same with the dogs. So that's why I do that for them. And like I said, they're small, so they're only 5 pounds. Well, Minnie's 4 pounds and Lo's 7. So they don't eat that much. So I can afford it. But yeah, they get good food. And I sometimes like they're used to it now, so they won't eat that much kibble. I give it to them still. They still eat it, but they snack on it. But they'll wait. They'll hold out until late. And sometimes I don't want to cook, so I'll just like throw a frozen pizza in the oven, and then they eat frozen pizza. They eat pizza too. They just eat whatever I eat. Oh, right on, dude. Heck yeah, man. I'm glad for that, bro. Good. That makes me feel good, man. Like, I always say, if I can just inspire one person, or if I can convince one person, that's all it really takes. And I think that I can convince and inspire more than just one person. But even if I only do one person, and then that person inspires one person, right? And then that person inspires one person, and then and on and on and on, right? It's like when you have a penny and then you double the penny, and you got 2 cents, and you got 4 cents, and then 8 cents, and then 16 cents. And you keep doubling it every day, like eventually and quickly you'll end up with, millions and millions of dollars, right? It's the same thing. All you got to do is really convince one person, and that's it. It's a domino effect. Like Adam Kokesh, dude, he's the one that told me that if I can convince one person, and he did, he convinced me. And look how many people I've convinced, that's how it spreads. You were told you could do 30 days on weekends for 2 phone chargers. They knew damn well I didn't do shit. Yeah, they don't care if you're actually innocent. It's crazy, man, because these district attorneys, they swear an oath to the Constitution too, right? I'm just like, why would you want to prosecute on this? You swore an oath to the Constitution, man. Like I say, guys, these people that swear an oath to the Constitution now, they make a mockery of it. Because it's just some words they say so that they can get the job. That's it. They don't even know the Constitution. Maybe the district attorneys know it a little bit better, but they're not constitutional attorneys. They don't really know it. They know some of it. But like city council members, they swear an oath to the Constitution. You think they know the Constitution? No, there's no training on the Constitution. They just swear it. It's just the words they say. That's it. They have no clue what it even means. Mayors, same thing. Governors, same thing. There's no training. So like I've said before, like when a doctor, when a medical student becomes a doctor, they have to take a test to prove that they know what they're doing. And if they do it wrong, then they commit malpractice, they lose their license, and they can't practice medicine in the United States anymore. Right? But what happens when a city council member swears an oath to the Constitution? There's no training to actually test their knowledge of the Constitution, right? And so they don't have to know it. Same thing with police. They don't know it. They don't have to have like a test that says that I know what I'm talking about when I swear this oath. But what happens when they violate someone's rights? Do they lose their license like a doctor would? No, they get qualified immunity, right? They get paid vacations. They get administrative leave, right? Like I say, one bad apple spoils the bunch. Spoils the bunch, not makes the bunch look bad, right? Like it spoils the bunch. So you get rid of the apple because it spoils the bunch. It doesn't make the rest of them look bad, right? But that's not what the police do. It's not just one bad apple. Like, oh, they just give them a paid vacation, and maybe they'll have to fire him because they have no choice. But then he goes and works somewhere else, some other department. They don't lose their post certification. Just like with Officer Kruger, right? Carolina and Fort Worth. From what I heard, he got fired, and now he's just working at some other department. He already got fired from Irving Police Department, and he went to Fort Worth. Now he got fired there. Now he's somewhere else. Like it's just, it doesn't do any good. You just fire him from one department. They just keep going to the next one. I mean, it's literally doing no good, man. Clearly, he shouldn't be a police officer. Where he should be is in a jail cell. I hate people being locked in cages, and I talk bad about it a lot because there's so many people in there that are good people. Every time I go to jail, I see a bunch of good ass people, man, with good hearts, cool dudes. Like all the trolls, oh, we're going to be met with Bubba and blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, that's so stupid, man. Like, I've never had that happen to me, or I've never been someone's bitch. Like, people like me in jail. I think I'm a likable kind of dude. And when I tell them about my channel, even people are into that. You know what I mean? Like, they like that. They don't like cops either, man. So That's not how it is. But anyways, like a lot of people in there are just good dudes that made bad decisions. And maybe they didn't even make a bad decision. Maybe they just are a victim of their own government, just like I was. But there are certain circumstances where people need to be isolated and locked in a freaking cage because you're just a terrible piece of crap, man. And it's funny that Officer Kruger, the one that deserves to be in there, is the one that's putting people in the jail, right? It's so messed up, man. And it's like, I just wish people would wake up and be like, understand this stuff. But no, people are like riding around with their back the blue line sticker on their bumper. You know what I mean? Back the blue. It's like, dude, it's like Stockholm syndrome, man. I'm not all cops are like bad pieces of crap like that, but like a lot of them are though. It's not just like, a few bad apples like people say. Like, no, it's a freaking lot, dude. It's a lot of them. Because when I go out and record cops, like, it's not just like, there's, one out of every, 100 or, 2 or 3 out of 100 are bad. No, it's like way more than that. It's like half of them, man. They're all just like, and even the ones that are nice, right? Like, as soon as like I get their body cams, they're like, oh yeah, I know he's just an agitator and he's a frauditor, right? He's trying to get a lawsuit and like, but then they're all nice to your face. Like they're like, they'll honor their oath, but they hate that they have to do it. Like they can't stand it. If they had their way, they just lock you in a cage also. They're pieces of trash, dude. So, I mean, even the good ones aren't really that good, man. It's rare to find like, Detective Matt Thornton kind of dudes. You know what I mean? Detective Matt Thornton kind of dudes, they don't come around very often, dude. They're like the minority. Yeah, I feel you on that. It's a corporation, right? All caps. And what's up, Tube Sock? Remember when I first started being in my chats and stuff? I called you Tubey Sock. Remember that? I need some wax for my. Hold on a second. I thought I had some wax in the bathroom, but I don't. It's like killing me. This wire is like stabbing me in my. Oh, you do remember that? I was like, right on, Tubey Sock. then I remember looking at it, I was like, wait, yeah, that's not Tubey, that's Tube. Did you throw that gum away yet? What are you talking about, gum? Did I throw that gum away? What's up, Life Under the Microscope? So there's like, there's people that they don't like Christopher Ruff. And I'm not going to just be like, oh, okay, well, somebody doesn't like Christopher Ruff, so now I'm not going to like him. You know what I mean? Like, he's never done anything bad to me. Like, he's a good friend to me, dude. So I like I'm not going to be not friends with Chris Ruff because somebody else don't like him. And that's the same thing with anyone else, dude. Like, even like clearly Christopher Ruff doesn't like Tube Sock, but me and him haven't talked about Tube Sock, but clearly you don't like him. But it doesn't mean that just because he doesn't like him that I'm not going to like him. So, everyone gets the benefit of the doubt for me until they do something specific to me. So. Hey, Christopher Ruff, you want to come up here, bro? And I used to think Tube Sock was a troll because there's another Tube Sock. There's two of them, but it's a different one. I know it's a different one because I saw them both in the chat, unless they were going back and forth, but I don't think so. But I do have trolls that are my members, though. That's true. I do. It's the same troll, he says. So then he makes a fake Tube Sock account, and then the actual Tube Sock account to like pretend that he's not really the same troll. I mean, I do have trolls that are on my channel. That's true. But I mean, if a troll wants to be a $10 a month member on my channel and give me super chats all the time, that's like, I mean, cool, man, dude, you could be a troll. I'm not saying Tube Sock that you're doing that, but I mean, people do that, man. Like, they literally just pay me. People give me super chats just to talk trash about me, dude. I mean, $5 super chat to like talk trash about me. I'm like, okay, cool, man. Thanks for paying me. Oh, I don't remember. I know we've talked about other people. I don't remember talking about him specifically. I think this chick messed up my wire. It wasn't hurting like this earlier. I think I really need some wax. But I got green. Yeah, you can see that. It's green and red. Christmas. Yeah, they're absolutely revenue generators. And even the cops, like you ever seen that podcast, Two Cops, One Donut? I was restreaming their stream, and oh God, I don't like those guys, man. Actually, the second guy part of that channel is not bad, but the main guy, Sergeant something, can't remember his name. I don't like him, man. He's actually a Fort Worth police officer, dude. And then like somebody asked him, "Hey, what do you think about what happened with Caroline and Fort Worth?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't even know who that is." Like, dude, shut up, dude. You're not a police officer at Fort Worth and you don't know who that is. He's a liar, dude. He's trying to make excuses for cops being able to lie to people and stuff like that. And one of the guys on his panel was like, oh, it's not revenue generation. Like, none of the money that the department I worked for, none of the money we got from writing tickets went to the police station. It goes to, the courts and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, well, the same thing, dude. You're just stealing money from people to pay the government. That's all it goes to, man. Like he's trying to defend it. Yeah, see, like I always say, government is the epitome of do as I say, not as I do. And Thomas Jefferson said, tyranny is defined as that which is legal for the government, but illegal for the citizenry. And the cops can lie to you. And that cop on that Two Cops, One Donut show said, yeah, we're allowed to lie. But if you lie to them, what happens? You get in trouble, right? It's illegal for you to lie to them. So do as I say, not as I do. I got you, bro. I saw your text. Christopher Ruff. Oh, yeah, it's his name, Sergeant Levine. Yeah, dude. Oh, man. Manipulator, bro. Super arrogant, too. And I even said, I was like, you know what? I bet you if I had to guess, and I'm not saying guaranteed, but if somebody forced me, put a gun to my head and said, bet your entire checking account right now, does Sergeant Levine cheat on his wife? And not beat his wife, but cheat on his wife? And I had to, I would say he cheats on his wife, dude. Just the arrogance of that guy, you can just tell, man. He cheats on his wife all the time. He's got that arrogant attitude about him. He's like one of those douchebag jocks in high school kind of guys that I couldn't never stand. And, Direct D is, as a lot of you know, is going to be running for sheriff. And I'm not going to say his exact tactics that he's going to use and how he's going to improve law enforcement, but he has some really good ideas about how to create revenue because, law enforcement does need revenue to survive, but he wants to do it without basically just stealing money from people, for not stopping all the way at a stop sign and all that stupid crap that they do, cracked windshield and, a blinker out and stuff, And he's got some really good ideas, man, on how to create revenue for the police department to survive, to actually catch real criminals. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't want to go after people for, victimless BS. You know what I mean? He wants to educate people, right? Pull them over and educate them rather than, just, oh, here's a ticket, bro. I got to meet the quota. You know what I mean? Or even though there's not technically a quota, but if these cops aren't writing tickets, they're not going to have, if they're on the traffic unit and they don't write any tickets, they're not going to be on the traffic unit anymore. Some cops want to be on the traffic unit because it's advantageous. There's benefits that come with it. The traffic unit guys, they work during the day. They don't have to work graveyards and, there's things that come with that. And one of the things that Direct D wants to do is he wants to make it so that people aren't afraid of the police. Because that's how it is right now, right? Like when a police officer is following you when you're driving, you should feel protected. But is that how any of you feel? Even if you're a bootlicker, do you feel protected when a cop's following you? I don't. I get nervous, man. And all of a sudden, that's all I can think about. I got 10-2, my seatbelt on. Okay, yeah. What's the speed limit? Oh, I got to go exactly the speed limit. Watch everything perfectly in the line. Like, they're looking for something. They're running your tags. It's like it's predatory. Policing is predatory. And so Direct D wants to make it not predatory. He wants to make it back to where it's community policing like it used to be. So people like the police. You know what I mean? Therefore, there's no, you know, people say, even though it doesn't happen very often, but, you know, people opening fire on police and stuff like that, like there's going to be less of that because people aren't going to be afraid. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, they're just here to lock me in a cage now. And of course, if you're like, you know, a scumbag and, you know, you just got done beating your wife up and now you're on the run, well, then yeah, of course, you should be locked in a cage. And now we're like pro-police, right? Like, he wants to make it so that we can be pro-police. You know what I mean? Instead of just, oh, they're just trying to mess with people. Right? Like the MAD. They got 25 DUI arrests. The thing about MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, is, you know, I had a DUI like decades ago. I had 2 of them, but they were DWAIs, not even quite. I wasn't like wasted driving. I was like just barely over the limit. It was like a 0.06, you know, it's like 3 beers. But is these MAD panels that they make you go to, it's like they try to guilt trip you. And it's usually like some mom who their daughter or their son died by a drunk driver, and they like guilt trip you and make you feel like trash. And like, I understand, I can sympathize, I can empathize even with your situation, but like, I wasn't the one that killed your son or daughter. You know what I mean? And that's how I feel like they're trying to like shame you for stuff that you didn't do, like shame you for something some other person did, you know? Yeah, that's true. They used to, like in the 80s and 90s and before, they used to like escort you home. Oh, you had too much to drink here. Just drive slow, and, you know, I'll drive right behind you. Or they'd give them a ride home, stuff like that. Thanks. How old do you think I am? Just looks wise. You said mid-20s? Yeah. 42 is the new 22. I've always looked younger. Like, even when I was a kid, I always looked younger. And then like in my 20s, people thought I was like a teenager. And I'm usually like, people think I'm like 10 years younger than I am now. But yeah, I'm 42. Yeah, I am. I'm 42. I just had my 42nd birthday, actually. And, you know, like, it's kind of an advantage. My mom says the same thing because it's in our genes. Like, my mom looks really young too. My mom's like 62, but she looks like she's like 40. But she's like, use it as an advantage because it's an advantage and a disadvantage because people don't take you seriously sometimes. I guess my mom says they don't take her seriously sometimes because they think she's just some young chick. But she's like, you can also use it to your advantage too, Christopher, because if people think you're young, but you're not, and you have a lot more life experience. And so when you say things, people will think you're smarter, right? You are smarter, but like, they'll be like, oh, this guy's only in his 20s, but he seems, you know, like he's so smart because I have more life experience. So I can use that to my advantage as well. Oh, thanks. Cue the audit. I've seen you around. Cue the audit. You got a channel? Let's look you up. Let's see here. Cue the audit. Oh, there she is. You got 2 subscribers. Let's see what you're working with here. I don't think you have any audits, though. Doesn't look like it. Let's watch this short. Tax dollars at work.
So I'm here in North Wildwood, New Jersey, City Hall. And I'm just wondering why at 10:13 at night, all of these lights are on. If you look, this side of the building, the lights are all off. This side, the lights are all on. 10:13, 10:15 on a Friday night doesn't make much sense to me. Now they're going to be on all weekend. Can someone make it make sense?
Yeah, they just leave those on. I guess they always do that. Is that you though? I'm inspired, but lost my voice 2 months ago and it's still not back. Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was just saying earlier in this exact stream that like I didn't know what my voice sounded like either. No one knows really what their voice sounds like till they hear it on like a recording. Because it sounds different to you in your head than, when you actually hear it, what other people hear. Right on cue, the audit. Let's see. You guys started. Oh, shoot. You just started August 26th of this year. Right on. Where are you from? Is that like a rhetorical question? Is that a sarcastic question? What do you mean? Tony? Because you don't seem like a troll. I know who you are, but that seems kind of like a trolly comment. But yeah, you can be a cop watcher if you have a job. In fact, the majority of cop watchers out there have jobs. A lot of the smaller channels, they have jobs. Even a lot of the bigger ones. People think that people just balling out of control on YouTube. Nah. I mean, some of them are, for sure. I mean, I estimate that the civil rights attorney, the civil rights lawyer channel, he's making about $100,000 a month just based off views, because I know how YouTube works. I think Long Island's probably making somewhere around 20 to 30,000 a month on just his YouTube channel, but he also has Facebook monetized, probably making another 30,000 on that a month, right? Lackluster probably makes around 30,000 a month too. So like, yeah, there's money to be had, but like you got to get a lot of views. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys that are full-time YouTubers, they make 5,000 a month, they make 10,000, maybe 15 sometimes. There's some guys that are skating by on like 3,000 a month, barely making it. And they're big name auditors, cop watchers. So like, yeah, a lot of the guys, they have to work jobs. Not like, they're doing that, not doing it for the money. It's a little bit extra money, sure, but it's not like they're doing it because it's the right thing to do and they want to do it. That's all. It's not like just for the money. Like if it was just for the money, they'd probably be like, screw this, man. Like I just work my job and I spend more time with my family, but they're using their spare time to do it. Yeah, and there's a lot of guys that don't get arrested. At least they haven't got arrested yet. But it's a guarantee that you'll get arrested eventually. But yeah, it is. It is hard. That's true. But, nothing that's worth doing is going to be easy, right? So anything that's worth doing is going to be difficult. Like any accomplishment or anything great that you do, it's not going to come easy. Being, the MVP of the NBA, you got to put a lot of work in. It's difficult to do that. That's why it's commended so much, because it's difficult. Nothing's commended because it's easy, right? That's true. And it's like, you make time for stuff. It's like when people say, oh, I can't work out. I don't have time. I don't have any time to work out. There's no time. Well, it's like, do you think these guys that are like buff and like super fit, do you think that they can just have all this extra spare time laying around? No, man, they're busy too, dude. There's only 24 hours in a day. They have the same amount of time in a day that you have. They make time for it. That's the difference. People always make time for things that they really want. If there's not enough time for you, then you just don't care that much about it. That's what it is. If you got pulled over and felt it went sideways against you, you'd become a cop watcher. Potentially. I always say that all these people like the cops and the public employees, if they can't stand us, and it's like, I always say, behind every cop watcher is a police officer that made him that way. You know what I mean? It's funny because they can't stand us, but literally their behavior is what creates us. It perpetuates what we do, right? Like if you just be nice to us and not try to bark unlawful orders for us standing on the sidewalk, you know what I mean? And just leave us alone. Like a lot of cops actually do learn to do that and don't give us any content, then you would just go extinct. There'd be no reason for us. And I'd be totally happy with being put out of a job if they would do that. I totally trade in my activism. If government actually ran the way it's supposed to, the way it was designed to, it's intended to, I'd be totally fine with that. But that's not the way it is. People say like, oh, you're just, trying to create a reaction or, blah, blah, blah. You're here for YouTube money. Well, that would just be like saying, oh, hey, man, these doctors, they're just like in hopes that people will get sick so they can get paid and treat them. Right? Like, it's inevitable that people are going to get sick, right? So they're going to have a job. They're going to have job security. That's how I look at it. It's inevitable that there's going to be government corruption and police misconduct. So I have job security. Hey, you know what? If you don't want me to have job security, then just don't give me anything to publish. So yeah, behind every cop watcher is some douchebag cop that made him that way, right? So yo, what's up, Michael? Let's see. Oops. See how many. Have you guys hit the like button on this yet? We are at 199. I gained 4 subscribers since I've been started the stream. Right on. So on this channel, it's kind of like just like doing these live streams and stuff, but I also talk about other stuff too. I like to talk about like social dynamics, feminism, like the clown stuff like that, because I'm kind of anti-feminism. I think it's stupid. Lots of topics that I want to talk about on this channel that I can't really talk about on the DMA channel. I think maybe we'll get into some like race baiting stuff, like, like Black Lives Matter does, and reverse racism stuff. I'm into that. What else we talk about on here? I like to talk about sports. All right, so who wants to ask me like another crazy question? Well, BLM, the issue that I have with BLM is that, I believe in the law of attraction, right? I talk about a lot of that on my spiritual channel, Empirical Miracle. But what you perpetuate, no, not perpetuate. What is it? How does it go? Basically, what you think about all the time persists. That's what it is. Like they're bringing more attention to it. Like, remember Morgan Freeman when he asked what he thinks about the Black History Month? That interview, he said, "I think it's ridiculous." And he said, "Black history is just American history." And he was like, "Well, how are we going to stop racism?" And he said, "Stop talking about it." Right? That's all you got to do. Stop talking about it. You're bringing more attention to it. You're creating it. You're just influencing other people. Oh yeah, we are racist now. Yeah, we're more racist now than we are in the 60s all of a sudden. Like in the 90s wasn't really that racist. The early 2000s wasn't racist. Like this whole all of a sudden we're racist now. Like we're going backwards. I don't get it, man. We're not. If anything, the white man is the most person. It's the demographic that's the most racist against. They're the victim of racism, I think. Finally got rid of affirmative action, right? I think. Isn't that what happened? Finally got rid of that. Thank God. I mean, and I'm a man of color, dude, and I'm Latino. So like, I don't want to get into like a school or something just because, they need more Hispanics. Like I want to get in there for my merit because I earned it, but a lot of Black people, they don't see it that way. Oh, thank God for affirmative action because everyone's racist against us. Like, nah, man, I don't think so. It's like when people say in my comments, "Oh, if that was a Black guy, he would have been on the ground." Like if I like do something where like I own a cop or something like that. Or like that one viral video that Regan was yelling at that cop, told him to kick rocks and get the F out of here. And he kind of did the walk of shame. That short that I had. Bunch of people in the comments, "Oh, if that was a Black guy, he'd be on the ground bleeding or something." And I'm just like, dude, no, that's not true. It's not true at all. There's plenty of like Black cop watchers, right? And there's plenty of white people that I've seen being victim of police. When they get tased or shot or beat up. It's like, "Oh, he's a white guy, guys. Let's, it's cool. We'll leave him alone." Like that's what like these Black people think, man. It's just mind-boggling the naive, how naive they are. Yeah, I know everyone has to be politically correct. It's so annoying. Can't say anything. My football team's the Broncos, man. I don't really keep up on professional sports anymore. I still like to watch it, and I like to play sports, but I'm not really keeping up on stuff. I think it started like from the George Floyd thing. And they just use that as an excuse, like, "Oh, it happened to a Black guy," even though stuff like that happens a lot to white people too. It's just that no one was there with their cell phone to record it and it went viral. You know what I mean? And when that happened, that was like right after that was when like First Amendment audits really got popular. It was like 2020, 2021. That was like the peak of First Amendment audits. And so really regrew it. But it's not just because he was Black, man. Like that's not the reason. Like that guy, George Floyd, could have been some white dude that was, not listening to him. It would have been the same thing. I refuse to believe that it's just because he's a Black guy. That's like when I see these auditors that race bait, and their title, their video is "Disrespectful Cop is Rude to a Black Man" or something like that. They have to throw the black man in there. Like, dude, nah, stupid. There's actually this one channel that I used to watch, and I actually was subscribed to him, and I was like, dude, this guy's good. I liked him years ago. But then I looked at the name of his channel. I was like, well, hold on, wait. It's called Auditing While Black. You guys might have heard of him. I was like, Auditing While Black? What? Why is that his name? And I started watching the videos, and then I saw him on an interview with cameras everywhere and talking about black this and we're victims, black that. And I was like, oh, unsubscribe. Nah, I'm not going to support somebody like that, dude. Weak, man. You don't want to support, black activists, like Big Nick or Omaha. There's good guys out there that do good work, dude. They don't have to race bait and say, oh, man, you're just because I'm black, auditing while black, man. Like, dude, shut up. Oh, you did the same with that channel? Yeah. When I start seeing that race baiting crap, like, you lost me, dude. Yep. They're use the race game. We're trying to, get the sympathy for the race. Oh, look at poor me. I'm black. You know what I mean? You're only doing this to me because I'm black. Like, dude, the United States is literally like the least racist it's ever been. Right? But like these people want to act like it's the 60s or something. Like, yeah, racism was bad in the 60s. The civil rights movement. Sure. Like, it hasn't been that way in a long time, man. But they're acting like still like these are whites only pies. Like, that's how they act, dude. It's not like that. These are black only handcuffs right here, boy. like that's what the cops are thinking. Oh, he's black. Let's arrest him. I mean, sure, there's probably still like what's it called? Stereotyping, or not stereotyping, but what's it called? Or like you see like a car full of black dudes and you think they're up to no good, whatever that's called. Sure, there's that, but it could be white people too. You know what I mean? Like if you got a bunch of white kids that are dressed a certain way and they're smoking cigarettes, hanging out the window and blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, some cop might be, this guy's probably up to no good. Profiling. Yeah. Profiling. Yeah. Stereotyping is good. Yeah. See, like people, they confuse stereotyping with racism. You know what I mean? Like if you say like, oh, black people like watermelon, like, oh, well, that's racist. That's not racist. It's a stereotype. It's a difference. Right? It's saying Mexicans like beans. It's not racist. It's a stereotype. I mean, most Mexicans do like beans. I mean, I grew up on beans and green chili. I mean, I like beans and green chili. And if you don't, I think you're weird. You know what I mean? It's not racist to say that. That's why I said with the political correctness stuff, everyone's all offended over everything, man. You can't say nothing no more. And who doesn't like watermelon, dude? Like, yeah, black people like watermelon. So I think everyone likes watermelon. If you don't like watermelon, then you're the weird one. But there's certain things that people are known for as a stereotype. Yeah, Italians, like, they got the wife beater on with their little gold chain, like hanging out in their chest hairs, Forget about it. What time is it? Oh yeah, we're gonna end this 5 minutes. Any more last minute questions? Any last minute questions to try to embarrass me, and then we're going to end it. Watermelon's good, actually good for hangovers, I heard, and it's just got a lot of fiber in it. It's mostly water. Yeah, it's high sugar. All right, cue the audit. Merry Christmas. I'm about to end this anyway soon. Thanks for coming in. I've seen you around a lot, actually, cue the audit. I know you're a new channel, but I've seen you in my chats before, like on the DMA channel, probably. That's a good question. Did you prep yourself before your first audits by researching your local laws? And to be honest with you, no, I didn't. I just was so, when you get so like down on yourself and you're so depressed and you hate your life so much that it just forces you to do something else. That's kind of the situation that I was at. And if you want something you've never had, you have to be willing to do something you've never done. And I was going through this really bad depression. I was an electrician. I didn't like being an electrician. And I was just doing it because I needed a good job. And so that's why I was doing it, so that I could, make some money. I didn't like it. I was depressed, going through a bunch of stuff. And I was like, dude, I got to do something else, man. My life just got so unbearable that I just got so uncomfortable. Remember what I talk about in my spiritual channel. If you watch it, all of your growth happens when you're uncomfortable. If you're just complacent and content, you'll never grow. That's why they say people, like, if you live in an apartment, it's not like the best, but it's okay. You'll stay there and you'll just be content and live there your whole life. But if you live in an apartment, it's like moldy and it's gross and you got, a cockroach infestation, and it's just terrible. Like, you'll be so uncomfortable that you'll move out and you'll go find something else, right? So a lot of times they're saying sometimes it's better to be so uncomfortable in that bad apartment because you'll grow, you'll try to do something else. Same thing with life. So anyways, I got to the point where I was just so uncomfortable with my life that I was like, I got to just do something else, anything, I don't care. And I was, watching a bunch of First Amendment audits and stuff, and I just started recording. I didn't really know much. I just kind of knew that I have a First Amendment right to record in public, and that's it. And I learned as I went. I learned a lot from the subscribers telling me Colorado Revised statutes in my live streams, and I'd look them up. And then, I started hooking up with Regan Benson, and she was a huge mentor for me, teaching me stuff about process and law. And I just kind of researched and I learned as I went. So that's how I did it. I didn't really, but I do recommend that you do your research and don't do it the way I did it, because you can't just believe everything that your favorite auditor says, because, the laws in his state might not be the same. Like, I've heard people say in my comment section, that's a violation of the Bain Act. And, the Bain Act is specific to California. We don't have a Bain Act here in Colorado. We have similar stuff, but we don't have the Bain Act specifically. It's Bain is the dude's last name, something Bain. And, not every obstruction law is written the same. So I do recommend that you do that. And, I think I have a pretty good grasp, but I don't know everything by far, but I think I know I know enough to teach people. I know enough that people do ask me for advice a lot, but I'm not an attorney by any means. I'm just a guy that does some research on, Google, and I look up laws and interpret them the best that I can. And I go with it. You just got to be confident in your ability. That's true, man. And if I on the 2.0 channel, the DMA 2.0 channel, I started reviewing my old videos. I have like 3 videos up. And I critique my own videos and say, I should have done this, I should have done that. And, I didn't know this yet. And, watching these older videos, but even not knowing everything that I should know, they still got a lot of views. You know what I mean? Like, people still liked it, and they still grew my channel, because you don't have to be perfect at everything. But you also want to make sure you don't make a mistake and do something you're not supposed to do. Sure. But I felt like I was spiritually guided anyways. So my spirit guides are with me and making sure that I didn't do something too dumb. You know what I mean? So. But I think that's it, guys. So we're going to go ahead and end it. Thanks for coming in. Life Under the Microscope. Cue the Audit. I think you guys are the main ones leaving chats in here now. Michael, Tony, I don't know who's all still in here, but I appreciate you guys. Thanks for coming in. You guys have a Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next time.